Welcome back to another stream. I've got my trays ready to break down as we break down not only the sets, but also some good news and new Lego sets that have come out in the last week. And we got a big one from Argos and Lego over the weekend. Whoa, that was sick. Wait a sec. I don't even know what I did there. Yeah, okay, what a way to start it. There you go, streams peak. Should we wrap it up, chat? Maybe. Let's keep going. Before we go ahead with the good news I've prepared, which I think I've ported it all across. Actually, I have to check that I've got all the good news across. Hello there, Moonshoes. I do have some good news regarding Rubricable. I am uploading instructions, hopefully consistently. My aim, if I can stay on top of this, is we build a lot. We build a lot on the channel, especially right now. We are building so much that all the videos haven't come out on it. There's not enough time for me to make the videos and get them out. So I'm hoping to keep up to at least one set of instructions a week. We had a set of instructions out Monday. So, and there's been a few like little ones as well that I'm getting done. But if I can get another set of instructions, maybe the SpongeBob one next Monday, and then we go on from there, then we can stay on top of that. And hopefully there are no kinks with Rubricable and it all goes smooth sailing. That is the dream. Hello there. Hello there, Tinks. Hello there, Ninjago fan. Hello there. So, yes, Ninjago, Rubricable. Rubricable's looking good. There's also just no alternative. It's not fair that the dodgy two people that came into the comments hurt everyone else, you know. Why should you all not get instructions on Rubricable just because two people have been a bit funky? Same with any other platform, really. Don't have to judge them by it. Although, okay, I think I do have everything ported across. I've got a list of different Lego sets and news articles that I've seen. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 4 on this list. Let me just double. Oh, wait, no, I know what the 5th one is. Yes, it's the title. Argos is Whoopsie. We'll get into that probably towards the end. It won't be the last thing we do, but it will be towards the end. First off, has anyone watched the brand new final trailer? It's not too much a trailer. There's a lot of clips from the previous 3 movies across it, but there is a new scene with a Lego brick, isn't it? That's a Lego brick. I won't be playing it. I won't be reacting to it. This is it. I haven't even liked it. Oh, new account. Let's smash like on that. Hey, you see the little film roll? Can we get that? Hey, we got the clapboard. That's cool when YouTube implement things like that. That's pretty cool. 1.5 million already in the first hour. Pretty impressive. But the Lego brick caught my attention. What is that Lego brick? It's definitely a 2x4 brick, but there's something on the 4 studs at the back that isn't on the 4 studs at the front. And I was racking my brain and thought I might as well go live and talk this out with chat. Someone must know what that is. I don't even know if we can zoom in, or YouTube don't let you zoom in because it just makes the video smaller on the page. What is it? What is that brick? Do you think I'd be able to Google image search? I can do that, right? Search this video with... I don't want to search the video, but I do want to search this image in the video. Does Google know what this is? So what is this thing that's wait, is it styrofoam? Oh, wait. Is it this? Is it? Oh, but it's like a Lego brick. What is that? The Boss Chorus CE3. Is that what it could be? The Boss, how do I spell chorus? Like the chorus fruit in Minecraft. Boss Chorus CE3. It's not that exact one, but it could be another, what a pedal. Pedal? Is it called a pedal if it doesn't have a pedal? It might be a pedal that looks like a Lego brick. That could be a good one. Just built a new Lego set last night before you went to sleep. Oh, which set? Lego brick pedal. Oh, wait, is that gonna... No, it actually comes up with some pedals either built out of or look like Lego bricks. That was a good search. But it's a 2x4 in blue. 2x4 Lego brick pedal in blue. No, now it's bringing up either 2x4 bricks or blue bikes. That is not what we want. So it could be a pedal. That's what it looks like. All right, I'm happy we've solved that. We can now get on with the rest of the stream. Yes. All right, so that wasn't one of the news that just popped up an hour ago, but we do have, don't want any of that, a few different articles. First off, the World Cup came and went over the weekend. Congratulations, Spain. Not only did Spain win the World Cup, but we also did enough, England, to get Mbappe the golden boot. So Messi does not have the greatest stats and is still the GOAT. Don't get me wrong, definitely the best player, the most respected on the Argentinian team, perhaps the one of the only ones after their game. But yes, so World Cup, Spain won. FIFA World Cup is now commemorating Spain's victory. I haven't read any of these articles. This could be a bunch of nonsense, but chances are Jay's Brick blog is a good source, an entertaining source. There we go. An entertaining source at least. When it comes to Lego, let's start parting out as well. Should I bring up the desk? I didn't set this up. Should always bring up the desk, because who knows what we can find when parting out. We might even find the 8080 feet. Lego Ninjago Battle of the Dragon Skull. Ooh, let's see if we can bring that up. I'll go. There we go. Skull Sorcerer's Dragon is not the one. It's the new Legends one, isn't it? It's not called the Dragon Skull. Let me find it on Lego. Here we go. I found it quicker than I could search for the thing. This one, right? Battle at the Dragon's Blade. Oh, so close. That looks like a 6 set. Actually, this is the set that I want to pick up. 80 quid is such a good price. And this would look so good on display. Just whacking it there. Comes with the new minifigures from the next Legends show. I want to see what it's like before I pick this up, though. Because I do think that this is a set I could pick up at some point. It just looks so good. Why is the exposure crazy? No, thank you. And I might have to adjust the focus as well. This set, though, quality set. It comes with, what did we say? A mech, a dragon, a skull, a sword. It's like the Darksaber, the Mythosaur. You can't see that. It's just out of view. I'll show that off in a minute. And like Mando, the Mythosaur, the Darksaber, Mando's mech, and we don't see many dragons in the Mandalorian, but if we did, like that in there too, I guess we get like the dragon-like creatures. Maybe not the dragon, the crab droid, the spider droid, the one with the many legs that we got Bo-Katan in. That one. That would be a good set to get it in. And focus, beautiful. There we go. Found the new August 1st Star Wars sets early, but couldn't pick them up. Ooh. A lot of stores put them out early. I think it's actually quite smart for them to have them out or show them off a bit. I know in the UK we've been seeing them on trolleys and they haven't been putting them on shelves, but they've been like parading them around the store as if to say, oh, it's on its way, it's coming out. And we've seen a few new sets that way. But yeah, they should have them on like a higher shelf that can't be reached. I suppose the problem is then if they're out and people can't buy them, they're just going to be encouraged to steal them. Your mum won £420 from that. Nice. Oh, nice. The skull wobbles a bit and the sword breaks easy. Yeah, the Darksaber's a perfect fit for that. Perfect fit. The Darksaber is terrible in terms of sturdiness. It's bad. It's really bad. If you haven't built the Darksaber, be careful because it's only if you pick it up and swoosh it around, but even without a blade, that thing was breaking in two. It's like the AT-ST. If we're criticizing the Darksaber, I think the AT-ST also, the UCS AT-ST also has to have a similar critique, because if you were to pick that up and swoosh that around, that's only got an axle holding it together. So many Star Wars builds have one singular axle, and if it's anything bigger than an ATRT, it's just not going to work. No chance. But this is a great set. Might be, you know what, this might be my personal set of the year. I don't think there's a Star Wars set that beats it. The battle pack is kind of my highlight so far. Actually, Vader's tie. Vader's tie was so surprising. That might be up there for set of the year for Star Wars, but like, Vader's tie is definitely not a great set of all time. It's a pretty decent set for this year. This is up there with, there's been another big one. I'll tell you what, SpongeBob as well. What a theme to bring back for 2026. Great one. All right, so back to the World Cup. They've added Spain. Do we have an... Oh, wait, they haven't added Spain. With this World Cup, there is a... Is there the set number? I don't know if these links are affiliated. Honestly, I'm not going to be buying it, so we could probably click through. Yeah, it was affiliated. You saw the link just before it clicked through. You do get the Mini World Cup in this, hidden. And you've got the 26 display. Very similar thing for Spain. Is this a gift with purchase? FIFA World Cup Trophy Champions Edition. So it's a brand new trophy. Well, same trophy, as you can see. Let's bring these up side by side to compare. New split view. There we go. Same trophy, but it comes with a different interior, does it? Whereas we've got the little guy on the inside. Oh, or is it underneath? Wait a second now. Maybe it is the same, but rather than nothing on the base, it's got World Champions, and that must have Spain's name on it. Or does it have everyone? Everyone. Wait, where? 78, 74. Oh, what? You're having a laugh. It only goes back to 74. You could have fit a 70 there and a 66 there. They did that on purpose. Nah, they could have got... Brazil could have moved up. Maybe they only could have got 1970 there. But then, if they've done this many names, why not have a third ring and have... Who won in 1970? Who was it? 1970 World Cup winner. Brazil. You've got Brazil on there. Definitely won again since. Brazil's 94. Brazil's 2002. Wow, Brazil actually haven't won that I'd remember. That's surprising. I thought they had. Who have we got? Italy, Spain, Deutschland, France, Argentina, and Spain. Well done, Spain. Is this the scene on the inside? This one? It is, isn't it? Instead of 26. I wonder if 26 is underneath this tile. No minifigure as well. They could have done a little kit. That would have been above and beyond if they had a exclusive minifigure. I wonder how many people are going to pick this up. Next year's new tie advance. Is there meant to be a tie advance next year? I think they should do a UCS one. I think a UCS tie advance is overdue with the X-Wing, the TIE Interceptor as well. Hello there, welcome. Yes, brand new World Cup. Only the first set of today, and I guess it's a new set. I didn't even realize this had a link because it's not on coming soon. It must already be available. They can't make us wait too long for this because the World Cup's over now. They must have had 2 of these ready to go though. Does that mean they had renders of like there's an alternate world here on Lego where there's an Argentina one and it must have a link. It must do, but these are to pre-order, I would think. Pre-order this item today. So why are they not showing it unless it's just gone live all of a sudden? Or this is in euros. This is in Spain. Is this a Spanish exclusive? It's a Spanish exclusive. That's what it is. Obrix, we can't find this page in Britain because It's a Spanish exclusive. That's neat. Sucks if you're outside of Spain. I mean, it comes out October 1st. You'll probably be back in Spain, but any Spaniards living outside of Spain would be it'd be very difficult to get your hands on this set. But I like the fact that they've switched it up. FIFA World Cup champions could have made Spain a little bigger. Nitpicking here. I'm just happy Trump isn't on the stage, if I'm being completely honest. We also have anything else, any like poly bags, because this is the sort of thing that they could give out as a gift with purchase. Gift with purchase. It wouldn't take as long to make as the set. This, with the tile included on the back of it, that's, oh, why didn't they make this as a gift with purchase alongside the set? It would have, oh, what are you getting for an extra 20 euros? That's why, because they couldn't sell the gift with purchase for 20 euros. What? You also get a mini trophy, which was already in the set. And it does say there's a minifigure included. So I think it's just going to be this figure. Oh, there you go. Update. The minifigure is the same one. Thank you for coming back and letting us know that. It's cool you get this toe on the bottom, but that's a sticker. Lego could have put this up on the internet. It's going to be up on the internet before long. If you don't want to pay to get this second trophy, this sticker will be downloadable as soon as someone picks it up on the 1st. Same with this sticker. Ultimately, you're not getting anything different. That's a 2x2 plate and a 2x2 jumper, and then a 6x6 tile. And I'm going to have to check. Does the World Cup have that on the bottom? Is this something that the World Cup had? I do think Lego were paid to do all these World Cup sets, more so than other IPs, which, you know, take payment for them. So that's probably why they were so seemingly affordable, and now suddenly they've got 20... What is it? How much is the set? £160, and they're asking for 180, basically, for the new one. Not worth it, especially when this one's already on sale. This is going to be on clearance, half price. I can see it happening. When you saw football, you're like, really? Football? Yeah. Odd. At least they've got Canada, Mexico, and USA on the top of the box. I find it so weird when I turned on the World Cup and it was the US jersey there, and especially the games in the United States. It was all very US based. And then you had the Canada, Mexico games, which were like, oh yeah, North America. And then all the games in the States were like, oh, this is the United States World Cup, right? Right. It is, isn't it? No, it's not. There are a few other people involved, you know, little countries here and there. Being in Europe, little country is a crazy thing to say about Canada and even Mexico. Definitely not a small country. The bottom of the trophy. When do we... Oh, put that together right away. All right, no messing around. Oh, is that a printed piece? That's not a sticker. Wait, that's definitely a sticker on the new one, though. Did they put a sticker over it? Because you could see... Could you not? Could you not see the outline to it? I don't have it anymore. I thought you could see the outline. If it's not a sticker, decent. But ultimately, it's another name which could be stuck on. Maybe a decal that would secure itself in. And then a backdrop for the minifigure. How are they selling that for 20 quid more? Maybe we don't want re-releases. I've been saying about re-releases from Lego to do with Star Wars. We need some re-releases, different colors, different ships, different designs. If this is the quality of re-releases Lego is going to put out in 26, compared to sort of 2020, 2019 re-releases, which were different colors, but not any more money. You know, they were different colors and that was that. Maybe we can do without them. I take that back. Got Ninjago Dragon Rising set today with Zane, Wildfire, and Drix. Oh, that's the mech. That's the mech. I've got the mech. We made massive, actually Tinks was on a stream with that. I got the Kai and the Zane mech, and we made massive Ninjago spinners to go with them. That was one of the best Ninjago mocks other than the minifig display. That was awesome. Oh, this base has been bowing out on either side. I'm just waiting for the moment it gives way and completely collapses. Hopefully there's not a lot of Lego in the top when it does it. All right, next story. Let's get away from the World Cup. It's over. We've got the official Lego store in the UK, Sal, expands with more retiring set. This caught my eye because Lego didn't, in the UK, Lego for their Insider Awards had a really bad week. They didn't have many sales. You've seen them, the 14 sets that were on sale. It wasn't very impressive, so I thought, this is a second attempt. This is a second take. Maybe Lego have made up for it in retired set sales. If these were going to be retiring, the fact that some of these might not have been on the sales is kind of impressive, because Lego could have put them on these. I mean, retiring set sales are 30 to 40% off. Lego could have whacked these on them and then taken them off and given them a bigger discount when they were retiring, which would have been a scummy thing to do. But, you know, for Lego to do the discounts, that's the sort of thing that we expect compared to no sales. I'm not saying Lego are a scummy company, but when it comes to sales, not scales, I got dragons on the mind, they don't do a lot. They don't do a lot of sales. Let's have a look what sets we've got. There are, all right, limited range of builds a bit added. I'm assuming these, some of the best editions, 40% off Wario and 30% off the Spider-Verse set, which is the one in the image up here. We've also got 30% off Things Apartment. Do they have the list? Thank you. Because this would be easier than going through the retiring soon page to try and find out which one's new. Zoe's Time Owl, 30% off. Dreams is always 30% off. That's a pretty nice set. Pretty nice owl. Not quite creator standard, but not quite not, to be fair. If you don't mind your creatures looking a bit magical, decent set. Is that a trap? Oh, that's a what's it called? A whip as well, a whip element with a cat. Yeah, I mean it's pretty decent. We've already seen Things Apartment. So these 5 sets, probably towards the end of their life. There's a few Mario sets that are already on retiring soon, because I think they are all going at the end of the year. Not just to make space for some of the other Mario sets we know are coming, but for the minifigures next year. We've got the Donkey Kong rumor, or the tease from Lego, and that's come through. Hopefully we get to see images of the minifigures over the next couple of months, and Lego don't make us wait too long. Because recently sets have been waiting until, how long? The month before? Like a month, 30 odd days before, for them to come out on Lego. Have the small Zane mech and gave the prismatic steel blade that came in the set to Aaron. Aha. We gave ours to a rabbit that is currently in like a Rivendell theme that has the prismatic blade. Yes, a rabbit has hold of the prismatic blade. You heard that right. More trustworthy than some of the other characters we could have given it to, especially across themes, not just Ninjago. It might be easier to pour this out, but I also like the fact it's getting all the dust and that from where it's been sat in a tub for so long, so maybe not. Maybe we'll keep sorting. Very dangerous. The rabbit has trained, I think. We didn't ask. We just assumed that the rabbit had... All rabbits, all wild rabbits train, right? With a prismatic blade, with a katana. I'm sure they do. It is a very menacing rabbit, yes. Very menacing. Nothing too special with the sales. You can stack it with the Tom Nook gift with purchase. Oh, I forgot about this. the highest altitude launch and retrieval of a Lego set. And of course they did it with the Project Hail Mary set. This was good. This is what I like to see. The Mandalorian N1 being tied up to a drone. But look at this. That's how far it went. Okay, we've just lost one of the cameras. And it's just free falling back down to the planet. That's crazy. They don't show the whole thing. I tried to find the video actually, and I couldn't find the video for it. But I'm assuming there's going to be, same with the N1, there wasn't a full-on video of how they fit it to the drone or like the process. I'd love to see the process of it, but Lego sometimes just pay these people to do it. And I think also a lot of the companies doing the work like this. Can we get that again? That's the point of takeoff. You probably tell exactly where it took off from. Oh, it's an island. They took it off. I suppose if it's going that far up and it's coming crashing down, yeah, you can't just have that. Maybe it landed in the ocean and they were unable to retrieve it. That would suck. Shadow the Hedgehog would have been a better word. Shadow the Hedgehog. That would have been nuts. You'd never get it back if you gave it to Shadow. The power that comes with that. Sent into space. Do they have anything more on it? Okay, something went wrong. That is a no. Lego One Piece Netflix special voice cast confirmed with the live action actors reprising the roles. Which ones? To be fair, I don't know many of the... I think they're all their live action. Oh, there you go. Here's the confirmed voice cast. So I don't know the names of actors. That is one thing I'm notably like terrible with. So I recognize Taz Skylar as Sanji, and I feel like I recognize them all though. Now that I've looked at this, and I must have seen this when I got the article up, I feel like I recognize them all. I think they are all. Having the live action cast step into the voice is a massive win. Good to see them still getting involved. Shows that they enjoy it as well. I think some voice actors don't enjoy the roles that they play as much, so when they get asked to come back, it's like, it's not as much money, probably not. Which I don't think this is as much money as they're getting for the series. This is a little bonus. Also, by the looks of only some of them returning, I don't know how many characters there'll be. But if they're not all the same, we can also assume that it's not tied into their contract. Most contracts don't have them tied into like forced work, where they have to show up for it. I don't think we have to worry too much about that anymore. What do you do with a piece that the shurikens come on? Oh, I keep those because the shuriken piece, that's the one that looks like the boot or... Oh look, Chaos Emerald. Speaking of Shadow, a red Chaos Emerald. Yeah, the shuriken element is a studded piece. You can connect it to studs, so I keep that around and I put that in my special stud drawer for my modified plates and tiles that don't quite fit in a one by, like they're not a tile, they're not a plate, but they still work. I'll get that drawer out in a second because it seems that we're coming up to the end of this and I'll be able to show you exactly. How do you catch a unique rabbit? Unique up on it. Oh, that's a good one. Rabbits in Minecraft are terrors. They are. Need to play that. I keep saying we need to play Minecraft. Maybe I make it a stream so that I'm forced to do it on camera and cannot get distracted. A line of carrots. Put yours on the hands of the Zane mech. Ooh. Because you get a spare set of shurikens as well in every set. And that's nice to get bonuses. I still don't know the whole thing with swords because I seem to get a spare sword every bag that a sword comes in. I feel like that's not right. You shouldn't be getting that many spare swords in a Ninjago set. I don't remember getting that many swords. Definitely not back in the day, but ever in a Ninjago set. I mean, we built a set recently and Kai came in bag 1 spare sword. Zane in bag 2, spare sword. Jay in bag 3, another spare sword. And just multiple spare swords in a set is a bit uncalled for. And then, of course, we ended up with a missing piece anyway. True to Lego style. You catch a tame rabbit the tame way. What is the tame way to catch a rabbit? Is there any tame way to catch a rabbit? Maybe a line of carrots is the tame way, because if, for instance, if someone was trying to catch one of us and they had a line of Lego sets, how many of us do you think are falling for it? I think in chat that's a pretty high percentage. There's just a line of Lego sets with free Lego. You walk up to it and Return of the Jedi style, the rope just lifts you up with a Lego. You know, as long as there's a table in that bag, you can still build those Lego sets. How to catch a Lego fan. Yep, it really is that easy. Not that we endorse it here. We do not go around kidnapping Lego fans. Just because it's easy doesn't mean you can do it. You have to do it. There's always a katana in Ninjago sets. There probably is, yeah, or more than one. If you get a spare one, that means there's always two katanas in Ninjago sets. 2 ninjas in Ninjago sets. That's probably true as well, because even some of the smaller mechs and sets have multiple minifigures. Right, we'll need some Technic drawers out here as well. Plates, tiles. Good thing we got the slopes, but we still need to have that drawer. Brackets and more tiles. All right, down there you go. Let me get that one by one and I'll grab the modified pieces, see if we can find any katana ends. Any, not katana ends, shuriken ends. Here we go. That's one of them. That's what it looks like. If it focuses. If it focuses, you set to focus. Can you focus on this element, please? Perfect. Okay. That is what it looks like. I could have held it up to this camera, couldn't I? And shown it off. But it's got that stud connection. And then on the other side, it looks like some sort of boot. Doesn't connect to a minifigure foot though. They need to add a knob on this side so that you can connect it in the middle. You can use it in place of... Actually, is there like a robot head in Star Wars that would use those? That would look awesome if there was. Some sort of droid that has 2 long bits of the head. I can't think of any top of the head, but you can create a custom droid using that as the head as well. The reason it has to have already exists. Ooh, a piece of Lego. That's definitely been made as a shot. I've probably seen that before. Studs, transparent studs, holy studs, moly studs. How did I do that? Wait, how did I throw that stud and it land on the handle? The slight cup of the handle. I couldn't do that if I wanted to. And oh, frying pan studs also go in there. Hopefully that's a lot. All right, now that we've taken a look at the good news of Lego, there are some new sets, and this is going to take up most of our time today. I really want to talk about this because the first set looks so good, Argos had to remove it. Argos over the weekend, did I put out, I don't think I did put out a community post in the end, but Argos had, and I'm hoping the images are still up to date. They were this morning, and oh, I forgot some of the 1x1s. Oh, nuts. But Argos accidentally revealed the Mario set, and I believe it's a little earlier than Lego wanted them to, which is why after hours, oh wow, I think the Reddit didn't find it for a few hours as well. They ended up taking it down, but thankfully, with a quick Google search, they have taken down the images. No, the images were still up earlier today. They've cottoned onto it. Someone's tried to get rid of us. All right, I did save the images. thankfully. But let's see if there's anyone else that has them up that we can take. I suppose if they've been taken down, Lego have probably taken them down. Did anyone see the images for the Mario set? Mario, Donkey Kong, we can talk about them because Argos did unfortunately leak them a little bit earlier. Oh yeah, I have the video as well. Well, these are poor quality. They did have them full resolution as well, so I won't be able to bring them up. All right, let's talk about the one set that was revealed, and then we can talk about the Donkey Kong set because, oh, it looks so good. It looks so good. You're going to post all of your katanas in the community page. Awesome. I will take a little look at that after stream. Well, oh yes, the roller skates. Where are they? Pretty sure they're in this one, but they may have been moved to a different drawer, which, looking at this, I think they may... Oh, no. I think they're this one. Yep. That's the one. Gustav Klimt's The Kiss. It's a decent art set, and I'd say that no offense to the art sets, because the art sets are that. It's art, it's an interpretation of an interpretation. It's not for me. It's the same as the bridge. I don't like the look of these because it's hard to get the outline. If we saw this straight on, the first image they posted was straight on, and they very quickly changed it, which I fully agree with, because this was my first look at this set, and it's just not a good look of the set. It's you can see what it is if you appreciate the art and you know the story behind it. It is all right, but as someone that, well, actually, I'm not a massive fan of art to the sense of I kind of recognize this image, but I couldn't have told you what it was before finding out it was called The Kiss. And even then, I can kind of see why it's called that. Obviously, you got the two people kissing. But outside of that, I don't know the story behind this. It's art. It's probably pretty expensive. How much? Hundreds? One... Oh, I've seen the price of this as well. I was going to say 120, but no, it's like 140. It's one of those newer numbers. 270. Oh, for 270. I told you it was one of those weird numbers. 270. Why 270? Why not 260? Why not 280 if you're going to go that high? You're going to market a silly price. Go. Let's not encourage Lego. Please do not go 280. Do not change that and pin that on us. 270 is crazy. Yeah, it's all right from the side. This is its best angle. So maybe if there's like a hallway, this hanging in the hallway would look better. And I suppose its best angles from the right-hand side. Do we have any images like that of the right? No. Wait, did they not have... They had an image of it on the right-hand side. Because this one. This image has gone, has it? Or did I scroll past it? Oh, is it that? I think it's that one. Yeah, that's the best. Oh, wait. Here we go. This image. This is its best angle because you can see the outline similar on the left-hand side, but it's better on the right. But I'm not feeling this one. Not feeling Lego's art. For as artsy as Lego get in their regular sets, their art sets, I feel like, oh, they put some whips down here and they called it a day, because the rest of this is all like printed pieces, printed tiles, and repeated printed pieces, which if you're printing them, print it on a canvas. It looks better. Paint it yourself. Lego, I think this one missed. Too many prints. Not creative enough. Even these swells are whips. That's the thing with it. As for the Donkey Kong set, though, shame about those images because it actually looks like a really good set. And I was so ready to talk about it. The images will come out at some point in the future. This is in here as well. Ah, handy having that top-down camera. I don't have to lean over to take a look. Same with the ones. Which one's the ones in? This one? Yes. And the aerials. The aerials are here, aren't they? Ariel. But we're here. In front of the eyes. Smash that. So the Donkey Kong set, I don't know if you've seen Lego's teaser of the Donkey Kong barrel rolling across the screen. That was quite exciting because it's another one of those like Pac-Man games, but this game had the ability and does come through with it of being able to be played. Pac-Man goes around in a circle. Okay. We've seen the pinball machine, which actually pins ball. It works. It bounces around, and you've also got a little mission on the pinball machine. Donkey Kong's tower has Mario avoiding the barrels, and Mario can't progress. But that just means you're stuck in a constant state of avoiding the barrels. It looks so good. So good, so good. Now anyone can grab a katana from the community page. I like the idea of that. If you need a spare katana, you can print off the image. I suppose it works. Pinball. Yes, there's a pinball machine. That I can bring up. So let's get rid of the kiss. Pinball. Pinball machine. This one, the arcade pinball machine. Oh, look, here they all are. The minifigure vending machine also technically works, but it's a vending machine. It does what it says on the tin, but a vending machine isn't all too exciting. The pinball machine it has a ball that can fire, it has 2 triggers that can be played, and also a, the mechanism at the top. Every time you hit this grey stone in the middle, the astronaut moves one step closer to the space baby. The space adult moves closer to the space baby. And it's like a rescue mission. They're trying to save a baby, or maybe it's a child. Maybe it's a parent-child sort of thing. We don't have any canon when it comes to space astronauts of new. But I'm sure there's some stories that people have made up because there's a lot of space fanatics. There are in Lego. Space is quite a big section. And I love Cheesy's Power Miners take on this. That was awesome. The Power Miners crossover with a pinball machine was proper cool. All right, ball joints are going in there. Even though they're bars, I feel like they're more technical pieces anyway. They count as sort of an overlap. I've got some in here, some in there, some everywhere. And these are in the other drawer, are they? Yeah. Yes. Thought they were that. They are not. Oh, I missed the other slopes. The grey ones. Where are they? Do they have a... They don't have a tub. All right. Oh, sorry, R2. I'm going to keep these out and put these away when I find a tub for them. Other than that, we've just got tiles and 1x2s. Can we modify the pinball machine to be Sonic themed? Yes, yeah, that is possible. I think it's fairly straightforward to modify. A lot of the details you see on the base, again, it's Lego. They're stickers, they're not brick built in. Oh, that hurts to say. That hurts to say because Lego Speed Champions, Lego Ninjago, Lego have so many themes where they brick build. Minecraft, even though Minecraft is a load of prints, they also do a lot of brick building and funky looking techniques that pay off in the long run. And then Lego come out with something like this that is just so many stickers. 1 sticker, 2 sticker, 3 sticker, 4 sticker, probably 5 sticker. It wouldn't surprise me if they were stickers up there. 6 with a mission, that's printed. 7, 8, 9, 10. Even if these are prints, they're still on top. They're not brick built like Space Mission, gets away with it. 11, 12, probably 13, 14, 15, 16 on the other side. So many different elements. The back mission, necessary. These 4 on the side, yeah, I can see it. I mean, they could have brick built something, but not this. Have the astronaut chasing the baby just floating there. Also looks like the back here. But if they had a tile that just had the baby on, if they had maybe even micro figures built into the side, but if they had tiles with the astronauts on, they could be used elsewhere, and the background could look like the background on the back. They could at least brick build a little scene down there. So many different brick built characters over the years. Sonic Generations Casino Night Zone. It could be anything. Star Wars. I want to build this for Star Wars. And I know I've taken on a load of Christmas projects and tied myself down with them already, but I think this would be a fun Christmas project to take on. So if I get a single space of breathing space over Christmas, you know what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be building a pinball, because the function in sets appeal so much to me. The fact that the pinball pins ball, the fact that the Mario set has the barrels that roll down. I'm probably going to sit there and play with it for like an hour, get bored and break it down, build something else. But that's the joy of Lego. You can then break that down. This pinball could be, there's not much you can turn a pinball into. Maybe the frame of it could be used for a basketball, like the arcade games. Basketball, you've got the hoop toss as well, ring toss. We all know there's big enough Lego hoops that could be tossed into there. Oh, I forgot about the 1x1s. Should have piled these up in their piles. Oops. I can put these back there, can't I? They're 1x4s. I can't put these back there. Oh, and the two. Oh, I've forgotten about all of these tiles. Ah, plates, not tiles. Ah. Well, I think when talking about pinball. So the way the Mario one functions is the barrel goes in not quite at the top. So Donkey Kong's not throwing the barrel. Wait, let me do this for you. Donkey Kong's up the top. The whole first bit is missed, but there's a hole in the side here. Barrel comes down, 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 and that I think is where Mario jumps, and then it goes down like one or two more. And that is fun. I mean, the amount of barrels you get in that set. You seem to get at least 4, maybe 6 of them. There's 2 different colors, so plenty to play with. And you can also, you can do it solo, so you put a barrel in, wait for it and try to jump it. Or you can have someone else put the barrels in and make a fun little game out of it. I don't know what happens when Mario gets hit by a barrel. In game I know, but in the set they didn't show it. So maybe there are consequences to being hit with a barrel. We'll have to watch someone else buy the game. Have I put my prismatic steel blade up towards a light source? I would have seen it against the light of the camera, yes. And it has a little like marbled effect, doesn't it? Are you going to tell me that there's now some sort of... Oh, I put them in the wrong tub. We will forget about that. You're going to tell me there's now some sort of secret message written in there that I completely missed. I'm going to have to go get it back, take a little look. I don't think I saw any secret message, but if there was a secret message, was it meant for me to see? They put a secret message only in a few. It's like a limited edition thing. Would Lego get away with it if they said it was accidental? Because they've gotten in trouble in Europe a lot for limited edition, like Mr. Gold, freebies, limited edition boxes and different variants. It surprises me with the changes of, yeah, they'd get away with it if it was limited, if it was accidental, because the pilot from The Last Jedi, that was an accidental change. Kanan with the different prints, another accidental change. They'd get away with it if they claimed it was an accident. They just need to hire someone to randomly do these things and then they won't get in trouble for it. That works. There is no legal loophole in that, I'm sure. The fact that it's being discussed wouldn't affect them whatsoever. Lego have a meeting. So what we're going to be discussing today is what we're not going to do. We will not be hiring someone to put random things in our sets. That's not happening, because if that was happening, we'd get in trouble, and we don't want that. Just constant winking throughout the entire meeting. And there's a guy in the corner just watching it happen, everyone winking, like knowing what's going on. But somehow it's Lego. They'd get away with it, I'm sure. Lego get away with those sort of things. Of course. Do I still have the slopes? I do. I still have the slopes down here from yesterday. If I get all my slopes out. Bricks one side, slopes the other. We can make this work. All right, one by one's going a different drawer. I should have got my table up so that I can put these across. It looks cool, and I actually tried to play Donkey Kong on the 14th and found, ooh, maybe you have better success with the Lego one. I like the Lego games that are being made. There's something about, especially the board games with Star Wars that we recently played on the channel. We will be playing that again. There's something about a Lego-fied version of the board game that is just cooler. It is. It's the same board game. And it would be the same with something like Jenga. I'm surprised Lego have... Wait, so many collaborations that Lego could do, and they haven't. Imagine a deck of... I've got an idea now. Imagine a deck of brick-built Uno cards. How fun would that be? How awkward would it be to hold? You've got like a +10, and you've got to pick up 10 more brick-built playing cards. That is going to be so hard to work, but maybe it's more of a decorational thing. Maybe it's a brick-built Uno playing card. It's singular rather than multiple. Maybe someone's already done that. And again, with mock building, there are a few things that Lego look at and go, well, so-and-so's already done that. They didn't sell a lot, but Lego have got to understand that they can sell more than anyone else. No one's going to sell any more brick-built designs than Lego. Don't think it'd be easy to get what the Uno cards. Maybe you won't get +10 because no one can handle that many cards. The Donkey Kong set. Yeah, the Donkey Kong game. It's going to be another exclusive. The thing is with exclusives though, Lego have had so many exclusives this year, and I don't think it's for... I don't think companies are being able to lock it down. Very rarely is a set in the UK an exclusive, and it typically is these Donkey Kong style games. But recently, every set has been exclusive. All the Star Wars releases, the last, bearing in mind, this is July. So July had a few non-exclusives. All of June's, both of June's were exclusives. May, you couldn't go into most stores and pick up a set because May's set was exclusive to Lego when it released, the N1. On the 4th when it went public. I don't think another store had that, but someone's picked it up since. Someone's definitely got the UCS N1. Oh, I'm throwing Lego already. Come back. I don't remember who. And it's not Smiths. They're getting it September 1st. The UCS N1 is at Lego and Lego alone. Oh, no one else has got it. Yes, Smiths are getting it August 1st, not September 1st. Oh, that's in just over a week. So it's a Lego exclusive. No one got any new sets this May. That's crazy. For Star Wars Day, for Star Wars month, Lego didn't come out with any new sets. Well, they come out with the UCS N1. Like, they didn't ignore it, but they put all their eggs in one basket and it didn't pay off. They should have delayed the Mando sets, which they did. Maybe that was why. But then, if they delayed the Mando sets on purpose, why not delay those to May 1st? Why delay them to April 20 something? Unless they were trying to get people to buy it for May? And then, none of them went on sale by May. It does not make sense what Lego did this May 4th. It's confusing. They had nothing on shelves for Star Wars Day. First year in a long time, I've not been tempted to pick anything up because there just wasn't anything out. No, what was the gift with purchase? The Darksaber. Suppose they kind of brought that out as well, but again, it's not a set. It's not enough to tempt me. It's got to be a set to be picking up a Lego order. You don't order 160 odd quid to get the Darksaber. If you have, I genuinely am sorry that I couldn't come out with a video quick enough for you, but it's a good display piece. It is. It looked good. It's just disappointing it didn't hold up. Good morning, Snow. We were going to be taking a look at Donkey Kong, but they've removed the images. Let's double check. Have they actually removed the images? If we search, Did I jot down? I know I have the images. Is there an image of the, no, not that folder. Is there an image of the box? I've got a load of the set being played. Oh, there's the box. 72051. Let's see. 72051 Donkey Kong arcade machine. If they are still up, maybe they've been moved. No, it just seems like a bunch of other retailers. Oh look, Stone Wars have, oh, they haven't even used the image. Brick Post, yeah, a ton of other people have been sharing it. It sucks that Argos have revealed it because LEGO have been so tight-lipped about some of their sets that I don't think Argos will be getting images this early anymore. They'll be given fake ones next time. You can Google it and see some of the images of it in action. And there was also a video on Argos that'll be harder to find unless anyone else has saved that, but I will not be posting that. I'll wait for the images on lego.com. It's a good set. How expensive was it? That's something I don't remember. Let's see if the Stone Wars have got the price. 170 euros, which is 140, right? Probably about 150, maybe 160. Personally, not a big fan of gift with purchases, not recent ones. I like the minifigures more. Lego was minifigures. Back in the day, Lego was minifigures, and now they can't get the minifigure right for the life of them, can they? Well, okay, I don't think they're killing anyone at Lego. That's a bit extreme. But they are struggling to get minifigures accepted because there's so many different figures all over the place that they look different for every IP, which I think is hurting Lego more than it's hurting us, and it's hurting some of us a fair bit. But hopefully, yeah, I think it's easier if I just pour this out. Oh, take that right back. It's falling everywhere. Don't understand the old arcade screen looks. What don't you understand about it? With the angle on the inside of it. Oh, a lot of them are like mirrors and that, aren't they? Because of how thick the base is, and then they wanted the top of the arcade to be as thin as possible, it wasn't about LED screens that could just flash it and it's there. Most of them are like mirrors reflecting it up, down, left, right. And it's also, rather than sitting eye level with the monitor, which most of us probably are, if we're watching on a bigger screen, we're probably eye level with it. You're also standing up, so you're going to be above it looking down. So you don't want a screen that's like angled away from your head. You want it that's look down with your head, and that's why they're laying down. But I definitely think it's something about mirrors. That's my unprofessional opinion. I haven't even seen, no, I have seen some like newer arcade games. I have seen classic arcade games, but not enough to be looking at them with those sort of eyes. Only enough to be like, oh cool, yeah, let's play. And play a few rounds on it. Can I do this without creating a mess? Yes, definitely. Oh, that's what I need. I needed this on the side, and that would have stopped it flying away. This should be easier. Look at all these plates that I missed out. Pile and then put away. Ironically, the minifigures are the most inconsistent now than they've been in years. Yeah, that's what set Lego apart, and it is still the only thing. Lego are still trying to be the only brick-built company, but as Mattel have shown, as so many others have shown, they're not. They're not the only brick-built company. They never have been. They were just the one with the most money back in the day. Now, with plastic manufacturing, not just 3D printing, but actual like plastic, like molding and that sort of thing, becoming a bit more affordable for smaller companies, not individuals, but smaller companies. It's harder for Lego to keep the distance they had. So many non-Lego bricks are really good quality and half the price, if not a little more, that Lego can't keep up with the competitive prices, and that's where they're starting to slip. They're starting to become that expensive brand that they've always been, but now more than ever, and prices are going up more than ever as well. I saw someone was talking about this. I don't remember where I saw it. I felt like it was an old video about how no, I tell you where I saw this. Mythbusters a month ago put out one of their old episodes onto YouTube about rolling a Lego ball down a hill. If you haven't seen it, it's a decent video. I think there's other stories and questions busted in the middle. But it's an old viral video where someone has this like foam ball made to look like Legos, rolls it down a hill, hits a car, and they were testing that out. Don't know how many of us have seen it. It is a good episode though. And whilst they were testing, they said that the price of the bricks, I think they said it was about 10 pence per brick, which was what Lego sets were at the time. It was a 2x4 brick, so I don't know how many people were selling those in bulk. They ended up going around, and again, this is Mythbusters, so I don't know what it was, how they got these bricks, but they ended up going around and could only get at the start like 500,000 bricks of these 2x4s. Nowadays, you want 500,000, you buy those from Lego easy. They're definitely making more than 500,000 2x4s. They're not using them in sets, but they struggled getting the bricks. And then it made me think, 10 pence per brick, that's pretty much what sets are today. Yes, the sets are more complicated. They're adding random pieces left, right, and center now. But 10 pence per brick is what they are today. That's not too different in price off the face of it. So how comes we're not getting those smaller, cheaper sets? And this year we saw with Mando that those smaller, cheaper sets do exist and we can still get them. But not all the time. Hello there, Owen. Welcome. Personally, you like blue bricks in terms of designs. There are so many other companies that also aren't competing with Lego. Now, if you were to start up a brick built company, it takes more than just, a few ideas and a few mocks. But if you were to start up a brick company, you would, it's not just Lego you're competing with. Because if you don't do any, some companies do try and get away with the IPs. That is very, very grey territory. Same with mock building. I can only sell the designs as long as they're not using any terms that, break the laws overseas or nationally. And also with the mocks, I'm not selling the kit. That's what Lego own the rights for. They don't own the rights for the instructions. That's why instructions are free. It's the actual kits behind it that they own the exclusive rights for a lot of IPs. And I still think Lego get the exclusive rights for any IP they own. So like SpongeBob, for the time that's on sets, we won't see another Lego company make any SpongeBob sets because Lego would have paid more for the exclusivity, because then they're not competing with anyone. But the problem is, those Pokemon sets that have gone off shelf because Lego now have the rights to Pokemon, they don't disappear. They're still on the aftermarket. They're cheaper because they're on the aftermarket. And for a lot of Lego's customers, aftermarket, schmaftermarket, if it's not on shelves, they don't want it. It's not popular enough. They want to pay the premium. But for us, we don't want to pay the premium. We like our deals, right? Right, chat? I'm not alone on that one. I know we all like a deal. Even if you sat there thinking, no, I don't mind supporting Lego. A deal's always better. I don't mind supporting Lego, but I'll support them on a sale a lot more. Also, I find myself spending more money on a sale. If I walk in and there's a set that I really like for 18 quid, but then Argos have it 2 for 20, I'll pick up the 2 for 20. I'm getting more Lego, but I'm also spending more on Lego. So that does work out, and they can afford to have it cheaper. So who knows how much they're getting it for. Crazy how lack of a sale Lego have. And I know they do their gift with purchases and give us literally free Lego. But they could have more sales if they're giving it out to stores on a sale. Own over 1,000 2x4 bricks. And that's just one individual. 500,000's only 500 times that. And there's more than 500 Lego fans in North America. Bought that many in light bluish grey. Oh wow, this was every colour. Yes, deals please. Yes, please, Lego. If you're watching, Batman, that's the code word to get Lego in a stream. They love their Batman. Then more deals, please. Please. I still want to order the parts for the Ninjago display off lego.com, and I am waiting for some sort of gift with purchase. I think I'll probably do it over Halloween, because Halloween always has a really good gift with purchase. And we've got the poly bag. There is a poly bag that's the lower threshold, like 35 odd quid, maybe 25 for Halloween. They lower it a little bit. But I don't think we're getting a set because they've been releasing those as actual sets. Funnily enough, the gift with purchases of the last couple of years have been sets. There's no denying that. Maybe it's sets that they couldn't produce as many as they like, or sets they don't think will sell. But they are sets, straight up. No denying it. Especially like that ghost. That would have been such a good set. And they've now made a set this year, the pumpkin and the ghost. Did I just have that in my hand? I think I did. I think I did. But if Lego were to get rid of gift with purchases, what is there that's drawing you to order off lego.com? Because personally, I don't think there is much. There's definitely the PAB service, the Pick a Brick online service, also the minifigures. I do think they're underrated for the minifigures, but there's not too many. If you're not a castle fan, maybe a space fan, there's not a lot of other torsos and that you could order in so much to make it worth your while. Even then, if you want like the helmets for the castle, helmets for the castle figures are not cheap, even on Lego. So you're probably better ordering the parts in bulk off another site, or trying to use the parts you've got to make it work. I'm a big fan of that. That is really handy. Got a raw deal in regards to that, as they lost the Star Trek license to Lego. Oh, I see. Yes, Star Trek as well, which are meant to be getting sets for the next however long. I wonder how long Star Trek's going to last, because the rumor of the next set is that it's another pricey one. It's not a cheap one. It's not sub 100, which we need that for SpongeBob. We need a sub 100 Star Trek. Some of the themes that weren't as popular with their larger sets definitely aren't going to get them. But when Lego sells a bigger set, make the money they make, they could then use some of those profits to make a little set. Give back to the people, kind of like Rex in the Y-Wing. The UCS Venator comes out, and then they do the Y-Wing. Smaller, bit more affordable, easier to fit on your display if you don't have space for a massive Venator. That is a crazy build, and overall just an easier set to pick up, because a couple £100, it's like, do I want this, or do I want the latest games console, or like 2 of those sets, computer upgrades, which is something that will last for so long. Whereas a Lego set, yes, you can break it down. You can rebuild it. You can break it down again, rebuild it again. But that one set, is it going to be worth that much? Because the parts aren't. The parts are going to be cheaper if you just buy the parts. Minifigures made that value. Minifigures were the exclusive thing we needed to make Lego sets worth it. And like we say, the minifigure quality isn't as good as it was. The jump between the sets and the figures, there are sets that stand out, but there are sets that stand out because some of the other sets are just not there. They're not as good as they used to be. There are some really good sets, and this isn't all themes, but Star Wars definitely stands out as a theme that there's always videos online. And I mean, even if Star Wars suddenly had a 180 and had a really good 2027, there are going to be people making videos, oh, Star Wars is ending in 2027, because that's what gets the clicks. It's that scaremongering and clickbaiting, panic buying Lego sets that people get the clicks for. Ninjago is a theme that is already so good. Wildfire's a minifigure that has side of the leg printing in Ninjago. and not many figures do. We don't have a side of the leg printed Wildfire. Is that something that they could add to Ninjago? Side of the leg printing only works on some figures, and Wildfire has the design on the legs. I don't think it's that figure that I've got on the display, it's the other one. But there is a version of Wildfire that has almost like a scaly print, and I think that covering the legs works for Wildfire, given the dragon-like nature of the character and the history. Something like a Stormtrooper, no. Side of the leg printing, not going to help, not going to work. But C-3PO, you know what? C-3PO, does C-3PO need... I know C-3PO's got side of the leg printing, but mechanical. Does 3PO need side of the leg printing, even with the fact that we've already got it? So exactly how it is. I think if you got rid of 3PO's side of the leg printing because of the dual molded leg, I guess you've got the joint. Yeah, 3PO does need side of the leg printing. Because of the joints on the side of 3PO's legs, it does look different without. It looks less robotic and more like 3PO's got a knee, which they don't. They don't have a knee. You have a Wildfire. Is there a dual molded fireball in transparent orange and light blue? Not a fireball. There is a blue and an orange fireball as separate elements. Oh, maybe Ninjago needs some more dual molded elements then. Would you rather have dual molded legs for Wildfire or a dual molded fireball? I suppose the blue, maybe it might be hard for them to dual mold a fireball just because of the way the hand clip works. The sort of fireballs that you get, I think Spidey's got a few web ones, doesn't he? I don't know if the web ones are the same shape, but Ghost Rider has some fireballs. They exist. I don't know what shape and size, but they're out there somewhere. Any more 2x2s, and am I missing any? Because I am known to do that. Oh, some more plates should all go this side. Tiles this side. I think I've already mixed those up. Oops. Paid about 10 pence a brick for the light bluish grey. That's a good price for 2x4s. That is a good price, because you think on average a piece is 10 pence a brick. We have studs. We have panels, which are probably more expensive to make than a 2x4. We then have our 2x4s. There's one of those around. Look how big that is compared to a stud. A 2x4 isn't just, what would that be? 2x4, 8x3, 24 studs. It isn't just 24 studs. I think it's less plastic, but there is a few filled out corners as well that a stud just doesn't have. Oh, look at that. That's a nice one. That transparent red grill. That is a really nice element. Keeping that safe. And a ton more brackets. Awesome. Plate. Side of the leg printing isn't something that Lego... Well, actually, that's a lie. Side of the leg printing is something that Lego have always done. I was rearranging my key rings. Let's see if I can... Let's get the football out of there. See if I can reach through. Oh, is this going to work? Or am I going to total the setup? All right, I might not be able to reach through, but I can go around. There is a keyring that I had from the old Lego Kids magazine thing. It was the members. It was the old Lego members. Let's not knock too much down here. If I can't reach it, then I have to get it. Oh, I don't think I can reach it. So close though. So there was an old Lego's members mascot, Max. Not even members, a Lego club. It was the Lego club mascot, Max. And Max had pockets printed on the side of their legs. One of the first times I'd seen side of leg print, and it was around the same time. No, it was after Greedo, but it was shortly after Greedo. Not very long after Greedo, Max was introduced. The Greedo in the cantina with the printed arms. One of the first times we saw printed arms Greedo was. I don't know who the first figure is. I know Greedo was one of them. And Max has pockets on the side of the legs instead of the front. I wonder if we talk about Imperials a lot because they do have pockets on their trousers. I wonder if there's a parallel world somewhere, right? That if you can humor me for a second, that does have side of the leg printing in place of regular leg printing. So X-Wing pilots, nothing on the front, but on the side of the leg, they've got their X-Wing pockets. Ezra Bridger, I guess that's kneecaps, isn't it? It's not just pockets. Who else? What about 3PO? What about 3PO? Side of the leg printing and nothing on front. Oh, Moff Gideon, pockets on the side, nothing on front. Darth Vader, details on the side, possibly even the robes. That would look quite good. Nothing on front. Boba Fett, pockets on the side. Bosk, pockets on the side. Andor, pockets on the side. Jedi robes would look weird on the side, I'll admit, but they look weird not having door molded legs anyway, so that doesn't change much. And like Snoke's robe on the front, kind of weird. Finn's limited edition, Last Jedi, like back to suit. Printed legs on the side. Those figures are really going to make and break that decision with how they look. But what if we had printed side of the legs? Nothing on the front. I think there is a world where that is the case, and we're in the same position, arguing for prints on the front. No matter what Lego do, they cannot please us. Not unless they're printing all over the legs. Then, and only then, will we be happy. I think you know which one it is. They should bring him back. Max, yeah, better than the... Is it a blue figure now? I think it's just the blue guy. Just a regular blue monochrome figure. Nothing special, nothing particularly unspecial either. But they've dipped Max in a pot of blue paint. We need to save Max. Bring back Max. Yes. That would be awesome if they did that. I think, though, the problem with Max, and it's the problem with so many mascots, Max was kind of representing the kid that played with Lego. And we've seen, even the Lego magazine recently, there's a lot of descriptions for Lego sets that say, oh, your child as he plays. He plays? Player 2 can move his piece. His piece? There's a lot of gendered pronouns around Lego that do still make it feel like a boy's toy, as opposed to just something everyone can build with. So you've got the problem, obviously, sexism, pushing away girls, and also ageism. What about adults? Adults welcome, she built that. And those sort of events in Lego stores almost feel like they're pointing and laughing, saying, ha, look, they're getting all of the adults, all of the she's in this event and going, look at these people playing with Lego. I thought it was a boy's toy, and it does feel like that for a lot of members of the community going into stores, where the people working in the stores as well, they've been fed all the marketing that subconsciously they're automatically going, wait a second, no, that's all right. And there's that moment of hesitation. That's not great when you're talking about Lego. But it's definitely there, and it's something that Lego continue to avoid because they don't like to get political. Despite some of the builds that they've made. Did we have any 1x1 brackets? Did we have any 1x1 brackets? Or have I already put those away? The cheese! I love the cheese. I must have put them away already. What did I see over here? Oh, Cheese Slope. Haha! Snap, that Ninjago magazine. Ninjago's crazy. Yeah, some of the magazines, hit and miss. I think the magazines in general are cool, but it's a case of, obviously, very privileged position here, but I'd look over a lot of that stuff. I'll confront it when it pops up. But I do feel like sometimes it's there to invoke, like Lego use it as a marketing strategy, especially with things like She Built That, and they push all the creator and the friend sets. What? You can't tell me someone looked at that and went, oh yeah, this is going to be a great idea. They're going to love it. Because no, that just does not work. That wouldn't have even worked like 10 years ago. Maybe 20 if you're pushing it, but definitely not 10 years ago. No chance. Hello there, Isaac. Do I keep leftover pieces from sets? Oh, let's see what I've got around here. Looky here. I Ziploc bag them now whilst I wait to part them out, because so many parts go missing and so many of the smaller pieces get lost as well. I tend to like having the spare parts to hand for about a week. You do in case you might need them later if something's missing. Snap! Oh yes, I definitely keep all the missing parts. I have family that whenever they build a set, and they build quite a few sets, they put their spare parts in a vase. And originally they used to have then Lego flowers in it. They've got so many Lego flowers, they've moved them to a more permanent location. But we'll get onto that one in a minute. Let's sort out the pieces on the desk. But the vase looks nice. I used to collect shells whenever we'd do something memorable. You could pick up shells as well. In seaside towns, you could buy like a small bag of shells, and I used to put them in like a big bottle because that was quite nice and showed off where you've been as well. And it's kind of like that for Lego. You get to see how many sets you've built if you put all the spare parts in a vase. There are now Lego vases that you can buy to fill with your spare parts if you want to go hardcore Lego. But I do keep my spare parts and I do sort them out once I know that the set is all good, especially with something like the katana. Once we built the katana, that was over 4 weeks, I think that took to build the katana. And the first week, I put all the spare parts in a bag. Second week, I added them. Third, fourth, added them to a bag. And then it took us, what, we've only just recently in the last couple of weeks finished modifying the katana based on the instructions. So I kept them to hand, used some of the spare parts to modify the set, make it a little bit better. Once I'd finished building, you know what sort of pieces go where. So double check that they're all good, none of them breaking. That's another thing with newer sets. Some of the pieces may snap under the pressure. It's not just a case of, and a lot of the smaller parts do. Maybe it's one by plates which you don't get spare. But if a smaller piece was to break or have a, oh, actually, speaking of spare parts in this bag here, we had binoculars. Look at this. The binoculars that were sort of mismolded. They were melted a little too much in that corner and folded down. So we needed the spare part for that. If I hadn't noticed that and they randomly popped off one day, I know where my bag of spare parts is. I can grab it and then get the right piece back out. So yeah, I do keep them. I do keep them and I do add them to my parts afterwards. I am aware that there are so many people that are completely unaware of how big Lego is, and they've just always, maybe they grew up with Lego, maybe it's not the sort of thing they search for, because Lego is the sort of thing that even if you are a watcher, and thank you all for your support, it's more fun doing. It's more fun building a set. It's more fun. It will always be more fun taking part in Lego than it will watching. I mean, some people don't have the patience for it, but maybe they're building the wrong sets. A smaller set or a Duplo set with bigger parts could have your name on it. And it is more fun doing, but when you get the leftover pieces, or if I was to build a model kit and have a few leftover plastic elements, I'd probably recycle them afterwards. Not now, I wouldn't. I probably would have. Now I'd actually add them to a Lego drawer. We've got some weird and wonderful pieces that I've had spare from different kits or different builds and just random walks of life. Christmas crackers. I have the weirdest Christmas cracker things like marbles and magnetic sticks that fit to the perfect diameter of a Technic beam that I whack in these drawers because you never know when they'll come in handy, especially those Technic beams. Having some metal beams on hand could come in, that can make or break a mock. we need a lot of support. If we're making another AV7, I'm going to use those metal beams, and who knows how much we can hold. Metal beams. I wonder what metal, how much they can support. We can test that out. One. And you. With Lego's spare elements, it would be cool if they sold, like, I had a conversation with another family member about the brick separators. I have the wool, and even then, we've got a drawer full of brick, well, not full of, but you can see the brick separators lining the front of that drawer. It'd be cool if Lego bought them back. They do their 20p scanning the QR codes. I don't know why they scan the QR codes. They get that little bit of information. Who's to say it's the correct information? I'm sure so many people just, yep, skip through it. But they do get that little bit of information from the QR codes. And then I don't see how that would help. Maybe marketing, because it's linked to your account. But I scan so many QR codes from, like I've said, family members in the past, or sets that Tinks has got. And I wonder how that affects what I don't even use Lego though. I don't get marketing emails through that account because we've got, I don't think I have an account actually on Master Mouldie's email. I think it's just a personal one. But yeah, I don't see what the QR code particularly does. I suppose there's nothing they get from the brick separators being back, unless they could donate them. Unless they could do murals, flowers, with brick separators, of course. Flowers built out of brick separators would look awesome, but then they'd have to put in the work for that, and they'd probably rather just print a load themselves, send them out to a store, fresh, shiny new ones. Maybe Lego needs a bring your own brick separator, where people can bring in their brick separators and turn them into something. Get supplied with, you know, like flower stems. That's a make and take in the making. Bring your own brick separator, minimum of 8, minimum. How would you turn it into a flower though with so few? Lego can make this work. This is for Lego to decide, but a little make and take. Bring your own brick separator. Then if someone brings extra, you know, they can go along with someone, build a few of them. Or every store has people donate their brick separators leading up to event, and then they know how many flowers they can make. That's the sort of thing they need to run with. That would be awesome. Just to see the community coming together with something like brick separators. It doesn't sound like a Lego event though. I remember seeing the Leicester Square when it opened had like a flower wall that was built. I think that was make and take style. Maybe it's the wrong store I'm thinking of, but I'm pretty sure it was Leicester Square that had people come in, build a flower, and once it was built, it went up on the wall. That sounds amazing, but I haven't heard any Lego store do that since. There's murals at special events that are up for the day, and then they're like taken down right at the end. Not that Superhero Academy one. That was crazy that they pulled that down after the event. They didn't leave it up. I suppose it's Lego. It's Lego. Lego is such a big name now. They can't leave them up overnight. That sucks, but what are we to do? Yeah, you feel like you've gotten quite a few of them. Brick separators are also in so many sets now. They need something to do with them. We've made flowers. We've made like so many different designs have been floating around the back, and we've got the Hello There built solely out of brick separators. We need something more. We need something. We need a way to reuse them. And I did recently say about owls, didn't I? About the wings of an owl. We need to create a build that uses them. Something that uses them quite heavily. And then we don't need to have like a pile of them. We can have them on display. Star Wars. What for Star Wars can use a brick separator? Can we make a speeder out of brick separators? Something with that angle on it. What about a brick separator lightsaber? What about a brick separator lightsaber that has a giant brick separator handle, brick built and all? That's a good idea, is it not? So brick separator handle. This is another Christmas project, by the way. I'll be taking this on over Christmas, adding it to the list. Oh, I'm not going to get any of these built over Christmas because I'm not going to remember a single one of them. If I do, I would be very impressed. I would. If I remember half of these, maybe a single one's a low bar to reach for. If I remember half of them, I'd be impressed. Any more 1x2s? We've got the clips here as well. Forget about that. We got a lot of Technic around, some 1x1s. Any jumpers? No. Oh, round plate. So 1x3, cheeky hanging out there. And a few panels and other pieces. We're getting a lot of work done though today. I think we can get through it. We put our mind to it. There are so many people that build with bricks and they take brick donations. I wonder if any artists take brick separator donations. I don't know why it was that funny. Brick separator donations. It just costs so much to get them transported. 20p. How many brick separators do we have? If they were worth like 20p a pop, how much money is that really off? Looking at my display, the hello there is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 46. 46 in the hello there alone. And then in this drawer, I've got another, and there's 2 on the desk, so 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 62. Any more brick separators around? 62, 63 in that cup, 64 in that cup. I don't have mine under the desk because it's on the desk. 65. Come on, 66 is the number we want to get to. 65. 65, and we're not including the spanners. Do I have another one? Do I have another one? Is there a brick separator in the other room? Should we say there is, and then we can count up to 66? Should we just pretend there's a brick separator somewhere else? So 65 times by 20 pence though. So 5 brick separators gives you a £4 off. We have £13 off. That's decent for brick separators. That's just collected. That's almost a free battle pack. Actually, it's a free small battle pack, I think. I think they're still that cheap, right? 13 quid. Am I being wishful? Am I wishfully thinking a brick battle pack's now 18 quid, aren't they? But 13 quid off for, when's my first brick separator? About 10 years ago? 10 years of brick separators for £13. That's about an average of £1.30 a year. Is it worth Lego doing that? Would we be bringing our brick separators in for? We can't have 130. We'll have 120. 6 brick separators a year. And actually, I've slowed down recent years. So say £2. £2 worth of brick separators off every year. Is that worth it? I don't think it is. I don't think that's something that I'd be remembering. I'd forget. I'd leave my bricks. I leave my Lego passport at home. I ain't remembering my brick separators. I have too much faith that I would. Any more slopes? Yes, plenty. I think these all go in the same one as well. Perfect. So it's good. It would be good if there was some sort of method for brick separate, some sort of recycling system. The alternative, if you don't want to keep them, I don't think it's even worth, like for a single brick separator, it wouldn't be worth listing that because you can pick them up on the Lego store for £2.50. By the time someone's paid, most sites have a minimum of like a couple pence, so we'll say 50p. By the time someone's paid 50p plus delivery, they're spending more on a brick separator than if they went to Lego. Lego have delivery as well. They could be ordering a Lego set alongside. Maybe what we need to do I've cracked it. What we need to do is start giving them out at Christmas. Brick separators, or you can't give them out though to people you know, because they're gonna re-gift them back to you the next year. They need to be to people that maybe you're not going to talk to. End of like a school year, if you're moving on, separators to everyone. As you're separating, that's a good idea. Or yeah, maybe someone that will lose it in the next year. Gift it to them. Hope they don't remember to re-gift it back the next year. Wait, that's a good idea. Gifting out brick separators. And it's a little chunk of Lego. Or make them into key rings. Order a bunch of key rings online. I'm sure someone's already done this with the key rings. Oh, I didn't put the slopes away before I put that drawer back. I'm sure someone's done it with the key rings. Punch a little hole in the side of a separator and then put some metal key rings on it. Because does Lego make a keyring brick separator? That's, if they don't, that is crazy. They've got to, right? Let's bring back up Lego. Brick separator. I think I saw one. Yeah, brick separator keyring. Something like this. It is retired. And so's the online one. You can't order it online. So maybe you could have a little business selling these on the side. One piece. That's their first one piece set, is it not? Or technically key rings are one piece sets because they include these as sets. But if you punch a little hole through it, you can have not just a key ring, you can have a necklace, you can have earrings, you can have basically whatever sort of decoration, whatever accessory you want of a brick separator. Use your spare brick separators for that. If you lose one, oh hey ho, it's just a brick separator. And yeah, you're not worried about them. Unlike like a minifigure, if you were to wear that out and about, you'd be worried about falling off. With a brick separator, it shows Lego. It's got the Lego logo as well. And I think the brick separator is becoming an icon of Lego. If you were to see the silhouette of this, you'd know it's Lego. You'd know that is a Lego piece. Maybe it's because we use it. Maybe it's because I'm irritated by it. I see brick separators even when brick separators don't show up. I look at something that, I look at a slope, a ski slope, and I'm like, that's a brick separator. I know that look anywhere. Turns out it's not, it's a ski slope. I don't know why it's ski slope. They don't look particularly Lego brick separator, do they? Oh, almost got rid of the desk. But yeah, brick separators. Also, old sets. I feel like Lego stores need a buyback. I suppose that's the thing. Brick separators, people are selling them. There are markets for that sort of thing. There are people that will happily accept a brick separator for free because it saves them going out and buying a ton if they want to do a project with them. And then I was going to say about a buyback system for like old Lego. They have a bulk recycling system. It doesn't get you any money back. Maybe they could incentivize it by adding like, oh, so much per kilo. It's a bit like donating clothes. You can go find someone that will take them for free, or there are some collections that will give you, you know, a couple of quid per kilo of clothes. It's not worth anywhere near the clothes are worth because, well, what would be the point in that? They wouldn't be able to do what they do for certain charities and such if it was. But for Lego to pick up sets for a fixed fee per kilo, most people would keep like minifigures, but they'd also get so much Lego back. They just would, because it saves people having to deal with it. They get a little bit back. It's probably not going to go back into Lego. So Lego would be losing a bit more money than they do now. But who's to say people aren't donating childhood sets they don't realize are worth something and picking up one of the newer sets per kilo? Where would they store this? How would they clean it? I suppose Lego would be donating it at the end of the day. So they've just cut out the middleman and donated it anyway. With the new position of the camera, I can actually open this on the desk which is not something I've always been able to do. Yes. It's also a bit central. Quite like it having it here. It's satisfying. And then I can get some smaller Lego built on the left side. After knocking the N1, I'm slowly moving away from that side of the desk, but if I put a set on the side, that's going to go flying. Let's not tempt fate with that. Yes. But all the slopes, or are there some still in the... Oh, there are some still in here. All right, I've got to pick these out. Because it means I might not have to pick up this slope box again. Well, that's a different slope. Oh, there's a little one. Any more on the inside? That, nope. I was going to say that should be a mold. Now I'm worried. There was an extra one. And you two, you two, you two. Nice. That should be all the slopes. Most of these parts are from... I know the black elements at the start were the Dark Falcon. There's another sticker from the Dark Falcon, so that will have to be unstuck. The ball joints confuse me. We've used a lot of those. The grey. What are the grey from? No way that's the First Order troop transport, right? That's probably still in the big box behind me. What was in this? Was this from that box? Was this in that box? No chance. There's a lot of plates and repeated pieces. So I think what I'm going to do is part this out before I start putting... yeah, there are a lot of plates. A lot of plates, even some snot bricks. So I'm going to part out this and then put them all together at once. Maybe the 1x2s and the bricks can go away, because we know where they go. And they're going to go to the same place anyway. So, yeah, 1x1s, 1x2s, and make sure that we're not missing any of the other pieces that we're putting away. Maybe even 2x4s. Do I have many of those? I don't think there are really any of those. Just the one drawer for the 1x2s. Does anyone have any new ways they're storing Lego? Because I am looking for bricks. The single bag doesn't help because there are so many specific bricks. I mean, even these 1x2s, there are so many of them. There are so many specific bricks that I just need one of. I thought I'd use these in bulk. I don't. When I use them, if there's a base, we used only 1x2s for the 8080 base. We do use many. But typically it's one in a Star Wars set, and it will be like behind a seat or something that just needs to be a block of color. Can't really be snot bricks. All right, that should be all the regular 1x2s. Again, said it, found another one, found another one, found another one. Come on. How many more regular 1x2s? There's going to be one that's fallen through. All right, I think that's the lot of them. If not, it can wait until the end. All right, let's bring up some of... We've only got a week left of July. Well, actually, we do have next week to look at new sets. Maybe I'll save the new sets for next week. Are there any events at LEGO? There are. Ooh. Ooh. Hold on. This... Wait, this reminds me of the sets. These make and takes are awesome because this reminds me of like the turbo sets I used to have, but it's like sleeker. Look at those wheel arches. Every other piece existed when I was young. they were around in the 2000s, but those wheel arches, I think I have at least two of them. I can make this look good on one side. Oh, how's the... Oh, wait, the time's cool. We might have time to build this at the end. All right, that's what we're going for. We managed to do this in time. Once again, let's pour this out. Let's pour this out and sort it as it's on the desk. And this is nice to sort it into layers. This is just a laser cut Lego sorter that my brother got me, actually. Really handy bit of tech. Really helpful to break down larger and smaller elements that aren't grouped together. That's pretty cool. It is, isn't it? Nice. Yeah. That's a really nice make and take. Would it get me to the Lego store? Now, here's the thing with purchases and make and takes. It doesn't get me to the Lego store, but I don't think it's meant to. This is meant to get kids in the Lego store. And adults look at it and go, you know what? It's free. It's a free event. I feel like adults can't turn down a free event. As a Brit, if something's free, we have to walk in the door and at least check it out. At least, you know, have a little sniff around. Check it out. See how it is. And if it's any good, win. If it's not, it's free. So you haven't lost a penny. And yeah, this is definitely getting adults in the door. For sure. 100%. And it's a cool car. But as an adult, that's what I was saying. So as an adult, this gets me to my parts bins. At the end of the stream, if I don't have time to do it now, I'll probably do it like tomorrow morning and put this together. I haven't even said when this make and take is happening at all. 25th, which is Saturday, 10 to 12, limited quantity for Lego insiders only. So, face value, to be an insider, do you have to be over 18 or do you have to be over 12? I think you have to be over at least 16 to be a Lego insider. This isn't for the kids in terms of the insider side. The insider side is for parents, not just adults. Parents or older siblings, guardians. It's for anyone with a child that is brought through the door. Lego aren't going to put this on the door. Lego insiders only, especially not in the UK. They're going to look like some dodgy establishment with their members only sign. Lego are going to have free make and take. Asterisks. And then asterisks at the bottom for participating members only, yada, 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 legal stuff. This is going to get so many kids through the store. And then their guardian is going to have to sign up with insiders if they're not already a part, which... if they're going into the Lego store, they're probably already a part. They probably already planned ahead for this, but maybe they didn't. Maybe they didn't. And they're signing up for insiders, which, you know, isn't some sort of scandal. It's cool. It's cool. I have read through the terms and conditions, and I found nothing that I could even remotely tie to some, like, weird, messed up agenda that Lego have. There is nothing. All they want to do is... you know, record set detail on purchases and that for marketing and give you free stuff because you've signed up. Basically, if you've got a Lego account, you've probably got an insiders account. Lego insiders. Wait, insiders? Is that just not a Lego account? Lego insiders. Compared to a Lego account? I suppose some people are quite strict with their privacy and don't want people to know what sets they've been buying and stuff, so they are just a number. Maybe insiders allows Lego to see what you are, but I'll be honest. If Lego have got your orders, they probably know which sets you bought last just based on the number. The name doesn't change much. I can't remember exactly what it is that... isn't insiders just a Lego account? I feel like it is now. If you've got a Lego account, you've probably got a Lego Insiders account, or it's a real easy setup. I remember one of the first days of uni, there was an open event, and they do, you know, all these companies saying, oh, if you sign up, you get a donut, you get a slice of pizza, you get this freebie, that bag, this freebie, that freebie. And, oh, we signed up to basically everything that remotely interested us. Half the things that we signed up for, we already had accounts with. We just put our email down for marketing, and like it was like actually a lot of the time a uni email that I put down because I knew in a few years that was going to be cut and I wouldn't have access to it anymore, which meant none of the spam emails. Very smart thing. Sometimes they catch on. If it's like an autofill, you can get away with it. If there is a person you're talking to and they catch you putting down like a at university or whatever email, sometimes they'll catch the trick and be like, well, personal email, not a uni one. I don't want to keep emailing you once you're gone. The amount of freebies we got that way was pretty awesome. And yeah, that is what a lot of companies do to get you in the door. They have to give you something for you to give them something. And a lot of the time the email is enough, because then they know that, you know, you've walked over there for a reason. If it's for the cookie, maybe, but maybe it's not. And it must be helping either that, or people haven't cottoned on to the fact that it's probably costing them more than not. I don't know if there's a metric. It's not like YouTube where I can see exactly how many people have subscribed from the streams, which, by the way, yes, last night's stream, thank you all so much if you joined. And if you're able to make this one, what a coincidence. Hello there. But yeah, it's definitely not in their best interest to keep giving out freebies. Like Lego. Lego have a make and take every single month, sometimes multiple a month. Last month there were 2 or 3. That was a great donut. Oh, it was a really cool donut. Just have a spam email account. I always put down not my email, and I tend to not do it anymore, but I did get into a bad habit of putting down like a twisted email, because I don't know if you've heard it. There's a saying, something about like the truth in lies. And I'd always start off with the correct one. And then if I was like, and that gives me a second to think, do I really want to put my email down? And if the answer was no, I'd like change the ending of it, or instead of the at whatever, it would be at, and I'd spell it wrong, something like that. And yeah, there's so many emails. If anyone has a spam email to, I guess it wouldn't be Master Mouldie, you would never know. But there is a chance that someone out there has an email that is spelt how I misspell mine, and they've received a few emails from me. Well, not from me, from companies about me. Never gets old, because no one likes a spam email. I'm so happy now that whenever a spam call or something comes through, phones are smart enough to tell you and to let you know, oh, this could be a spam, or this is a spam. This is a known spam. Do not pick up. They're my favorite ones. Don't pick up. Spam call. Saves me having to answer. If I'm in a really good mood, I'll answer it and just waffle forever, because the thing with spam calls as well, they're not for me. They are for people that are easily tricked by it. All it takes is a bad day, or someone like worried about something and they get a call. Imagine like someone that's waiting for, I always think of elderly people, but it's not just the elderly that can be fooled by this. But I always think of like an elderly person waiting for a grandson or something to come home, and then they get a call. Have you or a loved one been involved in a car accident? And immediately their mind is, oh no, they've been hit by a car. Like, what? That's crazy to call someone up and say, oh, do you know anyone that's been hit by a car? What? No, you just can't do that. That is not right. So normally if I'm in a good mood, I'll stay on the phone and just be waffling some rubbish and be like, oh, how do I do that? Oh, how do I do that? And they're trying to explain how I can give my bank details over. Yeah, right. I ain't falling for that one. You got to be careful who you stay on the phone to. I wouldn't encourage you to do it, because depending on what settings you've got up, you know, you don't want them hacking into devices. But I do like just rubbishing my way through it. It was actually over uni a pastime of mine. With all the spam calls and emails you get. Crazy. A spam email account is nice, because if you have, so some companies will, and this has very rarely happened to me, and thankfully I've been able to keep on top of it. If you do get a load of spam emails, it genuinely might be worth subscribing to like a company that can just auto send back no, just for 1 month, just like a one-off. You can get usually a really good deal. I don't have any that I recommend because it hasn't happened to me too much. you can always email back and like in the UK and in Europe, there's what is it? It's like a forget me law or something like that. And Lego have just started using that in the UK. It's been available forever, but Lego, I think it was Bricklink I saw that have a forget me button now, which they never used to do. You had to email in, but new laws of, because people don't like to email in, new laws have stated you have to have a button, delete forever, forget me sort of thing, which is handy for those of you that don't want to email in. Delete me, yeah, delete me is, I think delete me is one of the big ones that get a load of sponsors on YouTube, are they not? Delete me if you want to sponsor me. Don't delete me. Please don't delete me, no. That is one of them. And they send back the forget me links, forget me emails, so that companies then get rid of your data, and legally that you're obliged to. So if you get spam afterwards, that's not a good look for the company. Not at all. But for Lego to be a bit behind on it, I wonder how many companies just don't really know. I don't know how big a thing in Denmark spam emails are. Maybe they aren't. Maybe they aren't a thing because everyone, well, aren't as big a thing because everyone's designing Lego sets and getting paid handsomely for it. There's no money in the spam business. Oh, look at all these door rails that I'm getting back. Yes. Need more of those, please. Wait, was that it? 3? I thought there were loads. Oh, there's another one. There's a few. Was there a Star Wars? Oh, wait, was there a Star Wars make and take in May? Yeah, there was a few. Because we've got these little builds as well that I still haven't used. And then they got a few back. Was there one in the Lego store though, besides those? There's the lightsabers. I don't think we did the lightsabers. Did we do lightsabers in stores? What was the May 4th Lego store event? Oh, we weren't there May 4th. We were there earlier. So maybe we didn't get the May 4th one. The little ships were nice. And they were definitely aimed at a younger audience. It'd be cool if we had a display like the trench run September for the Death Star. The trench run would have been cool if you could have made your own ships, because of course X-Wing and TIEs, they are there by default. And I said about having a community event, I thought the trench run, the X-Wing TIE Fighter trench run, was going to be a community event where you made the little platforms, you made the little greebled 6x6s or 8x8s and then put them together. I still think Lego missed out big time from doing that, because some of the store releases for that Death Star went crazy. Maybe there weren't enough to guarantee that sort of decoupage on the smaller stores that only had a handful of them. But to be fair, I think there was only one place in like the whole south half of England that had that event running. So at the same point, they probably filled up all the slots they had, and could have, maybe there weren't enough people there to do it. Because some people did just go in, pick up the Death Star and leave. They didn't stay for much of the event, but it was a whole event going on. I wonder what would have happened if everyone just turned up for the set and left. The quiz, the make and take, that's why I would have gone. I'd have left without a set. I don't even know if you had to order a set. You just had to be wanting a set. Maybe you had to reserve a set. I don't think it cost you to be there. It was a midnight showing though, so it's a long way to go if you're not picking up a Lego set. Make and takes are better than gift with purchases. That's for sure. That's fact. That's not even a opinion. That is fact. They are free. They're harder to get. And if you go to a Lego store expecting a gift with purchase and then a make and take, gift with purchases also can sell out. Actually, gift with purchase, I take that back. Everything I was about to say, forget about it. Undo it. It never happened. It technically never left my mouth, so it did never happen. But gift with purchases are worse than make and takes, because if you go to a store expecting a make and take and like Leicester Square only give it to the first 100 people, sometimes 200, then it's like, oh, it's free, you know, we'll still have a little look around the Lego store. Make and take, you're planning on spending 160 odd quid, and if you get to the till, that gift with purchase, did I say make and take? That gift with purchase is out of stock. That is a blow, because then you've got all the sets, you're gonna have to be like, oh, I don't want them anymore. A lot of people would buy them anyway, and despite not getting the gift with purchase that they perhaps want, and like we say, it's a lot of money to spend if you don't want the sets then and there, you could probably get them up on a sale, then yeah, that's a big ouch. That is what we in the business call a big ouch to the bank account, because it's 160 quid you could have spent traveling to Legoland. I think most places in Europe can get to I suppose it depends how far in advance you book it, when you book it, and that's just really for like one single day ticket as well as travel there, which, yeah, okay, maybe it's not as sweet as it sounds, but you could technically get to Legoland on it. Also, some places in Europe you wouldn't be able to return. That flight's too expensive, so you're stuck at Legoland with a day ticket and maybe a couple of quid for a snack in your pocket. Careful, make sure you've got enough money to fly home before you go to Legoland. But in this theoretical case, no, you do not. You're stuck at Legoland. You're stuck at Legoland with, oh, how much? How much would you need at Legoland to survive? Because the snacks are expensive. They look good. The Lego brick potatoes. The Lego brick potatoes are so good. Let me get up I think actually I can get up the community page, because there's an image on that. Is this the community? Nope, but it's the channel, and the community is on the channel. So let's take a look. All right, first off, let's take a look at Dread's katanas. Oh wow, that prismatic blade looks pretty good. Look at that. What a collection of katanas. That red one. What's the red one from? What is the red one from? All right, I'm going to be scrolling through the community, trying to find that image. But oh, it's here. It's here. It was George who went to Legoland. Look, that's me in the photo as well. That's my alter ego if instead of building Lego, I was a racer. If I was a go-kart racer, that is the figure that would be me. And that's definitely what Lego were thinking when they made it. They were thinking, this looks like Master Mouldie. That come out of Lego's mouth. That would be awesome. But these are the potatoes. Oh, hands down, the best thing at Legoland. If you only had one snack to get, I'd get a few of these. I don't think you can get these with the kids' meal that they do at the shack. The kids' meal being the cheapest thing there. Nothing particularly special. It's not like McDonald's. You're not getting a free Lego set with a kids' meal. They could do a non-Lego Lego set like McDonald's. Lego themed potatoes. I wonder how hard it is to make these at home, because they're not straight potatoes. They are like chips. They are just ground up potatoes and formed into this shape. So all you'd need is a Lego mold. Would you be able to do it with a silicone mold? Have I been missing out on Lego? They're not hash browns either. They are definitely potato. Yeah, they were lovely. I suppose you could do it with a silicone mold. I'm gonna have to try that out. That would be pretty fun to be able to do. All right, know what I'm doing over Christmas. I'm gonna have no time off over Christmas if I'm doing all this. But they were so nice. Yeah, if you were making, it'd probably be more like, you wouldn't want to go as far as MASH. I wonder how you'd make I wonder how you'd make like homemade, because homemade chips I tend to just cut up. Do you think there's a machine that's cutting up potatoes like this? Is that possible to get a machine to cut up potatoes like this? Because the studs, no, they can't be filing it down and wasting that potato. And there's mold marks on the side, it does seem. So I'm going to say that these are like hash brown. What if you mashed a chip, but whereas with mash you add like butter to get the creamy texture, what if you just blitzed the potato and put it in a silicone mold? Is this what you'd get? Or would you get something that's a bit weirder? I think you'd get something a little bit weirder. Definitely a highlight of Legoland. So this I'd get, however much these are, we'll subtract that from the total. And what else would I get from Legoland? In terms of snacks, that's all that sticks out. In terms of, there's like sweet stores and that you get everywhere, but that's not special to Lego. I don't think I'd spend too much at them. I didn't spend too much at those places, and I don't think I would, just because if you can get it outside of the park, I tend not to go for it. It is those exclusive. Disneyland has so many exclusive shaped things. I went to Disneyland for the release of, it can't have been The Force Awakens, but I think it was, because it weren't The Last Jedi. So I went for The Force Awakens, and they had BB-8 burgers, which they look so good in the advert, and then they come and it's just BB-8 stamped on a burger. But I had to go for that. That was a Burger King thing. I don't even think that was Disneyland exclusive. That was Burger King, but I had it at Disneyland. It was pretty nice. Nice burger. I do love a Burger King burger. But Disney have some better things like this. There were Lego figure shaped things as well. But I can't remember what the Lego figures shapes were. I just remember them being figure shaped. They were another type of food. So they probably do have silicone molds. We're going to have to give that a go. Handful of pieces, plates, plates, plates. More plates, a lot of rounded pieces. These are from the Falcon. The jumpers, there's so many inconsistencies with colors. I need to keep track of where these pieces are from. And I do think that it's easier to break down one single set than multiple sets, because the array of pieces here, just look at some of the pieces we've got over the desk. I mean, the Technic is expected. I didn't mean to throw that. Was that a brick? Was that a snot brick? That's just a regular brick. I think that's the last one. I was fully expecting there to be another one there. Nope, that is the last one. What else was at Legoland? Are there any more snacks here? Few of the builds. Oh, look, there's another one. Hot dog. There's another snack. Oh. I think they do make and takes at Legoland. There are a few build and discover regions that they don't advertise because, well, it's Legoland. I think it's expected, right, that you go to Legoland and there'll be a few different events on. Not all the time will there be something to build, but all the time there'll be something to look at. I do miss Miniland as well as the food, as well as the potatoes. I do miss seeing the Miniland. Oh, that was something. But once you've seen it once, unless there's a big update, I do think that's the sort of thing that the more I see it, the less I'll be impressed, and the more I'm looking for little things that might not be standing the way they should be. But every time you walk down, so Legoland Windsor has a ramp that you go down into Miniland. Sometimes it's a stairs, it depends where you enter, but there is a stairs or a ramp. And when you're walking down it and you're looking over Miniland, and it's like you're in a city. That's awesome. It's crazy how far it stretches, because it does stretch for some, and then some. All right, final few pieces. We have a fire element in the drawer, a plate, a clip, and a Technic piece. Let's get this away and get building that make and take cart early before Saturday. We'll go down the list, and hopefully, if we do this right, we won't have to revisit another drawer. But I'm realizing there's not a lot of space for me to put a drawer down. And chances are I'm going to either have to hold it. Maybe we start clearing this side. And when I get enough space, I can put it down. Let's see what else is happening with Lego. There's not a lot to talk about recently besides the trophy. We do have a lot of specials. There's a Mando special as well. But other than that, Lego's kind of gone quiet. And I wonder if it's because of... Well, I think it is because of all their different IPs. They've spread themselves a little too thin. But surely that's not the official reason. I don't think Lego are really affected by much like that. But the fact that there's not a lot of sets in stores, there's not a lot of events happening either. We've got that one make and take for the month. Have I missed one? Was there one at the start of the month? Maybe I even spoke about it and it's been so long that I've just forgotten about it. Anything else for this draw? No? Going once? Going twice? You'll be left here forever if there is. Right, on to 1x2s. Let's get those slopes away as well at some point. Because then we can pile something up over here. Any slopes? This, I've forgotten about a few of these from the last time they were here. So I sure hope there is some. Oh yeah, the cheese slopes as well. Can't forget a cheese slope. The doubles come in handy. They're overhanging. Any other slopes? Nope. That seems to be them all. It's not. Oh, hold on. Hold on a second. What is this pile of slopes that I almost completely missed? It's out of camera. I didn't see that. Okay, do we have any special days coming up? September is Harry Potter. We've got June, July, August. August, what's August? What is the month of August? Any releases? I suppose we've got Supergirl. Supergirl could have had something. They've missed out on DC yet again. No surprise there. But Spider-Man. Do we think Spider-Man would get a make and take? Star Wars gets make and takes. And I think Doomsday. Doomsday's definitely going to get some sort of make and take, some sort of Lego store event, right? With how big Doomsday's going to be? I don't think Lego could afford to, especially not now. Lego can't afford to miss out on it. They've not come out with... Doomsday's cool to have not come out with any sets for. Hasn't come out yet. But I bet we're either going to see a 40 quid set before Christmas or 45 quid set that's like a 20 quid set upmarked. Or there'll be a ton January 1st and they'll have just missed out on the release of the movie because it's right over Christmas. Christmas morning, kids are going to want to buy some Doomsday sets with their money. And they're going to turn to other themes instead. Did I already have the 1x1? Was that what I just had out? And I just automatically put it away? Or... No, I don't think we had this drawer out yet. Right, this is definitely not the drawer I had out. No, that was a different drawer. It looked similar. I'm pretty sure it was this drawer. Oh yeah, there's the funky drawer. We've also seen Minions. There was Lego bricks in Minions. That was a nice reference. And I almost feel like Lego's being kept alive by so many movies and people that grew up with Lego that aren't particularly tied to Lego, but referencing Lego here and there because Lego don't own the brick. Well, they try to own the brick. They don't own the brick though. And they can't stop people talking about bricks because there are so many different companies. Maybe it's not Lego. Maybe some of them grew up with Mega Bloks and other alternate bricks that they get thrown in with Lego too because they're so alike. They're so alike, it's crazy. Ah, yes, this is going to clear so much space with the jumpers, with the door rails, the grills, the ingots. Actually, they're not very big piles. There's just a lot of them. I think the 1x2s, the color plates, that's going to clear the most space. I think we jump ahead to those ones because then we can actually put the drawers down on the desk and that would make it so much easier. Oh, we forgot some slopes. But that's not our fault. These piles, there's a corner rounded. These piles are all over the place. Those drawers still ain't coming back. Not for a third time. That's embarrassing. Coloured plates. No, colourful first. Because there are a lot of colourful plates in these piles. Perfect. Let's start with the greys, right? We might need a new grey tub. But if I mix these, then greys are grey. And the 8s and the 10s have their own. Any more 8s and a 10? No. Just 2 in grey. So that's probably a speeder bike. 2. Also, Lego only coming out with sets 1 month in advance. Of course, January, we're going to get some in November. We'll probably see some in October. I don't think September. September usually has a few sets. Last year, there was no Harry Potter. This September will be a good lead for next year's May. What I mean by that is because last year we didn't see a lot of Harry Potter sets. That's what we saw this May. And I thought they were gearing up to St. Big for Harry Potter. I don't think they were. There was one big release. It was like Star Wars. There was the UCSN one. There was a big set out in September. And they already had a few sets from before. So that should have been a warning for Star Wars. We did not heed their words. But I also feel like this is then the answer to last year's September. So whatever Lego do for Harry Potter this year, we'll see for Star Wars next year. Because Harry Potter's not a license. It's in an awkward place. I get it with the show coming out. I don't think many fans of Harry Potter, as is for Lego, are going to be affected by the show. It's just going to bring more people into Lego. And ultimately, the characters look different, but they're the same characters from the same scenes. All Lego would need to do is Dungeons and Dragons it and include 2 heads for the figures. If they're getting 2 audiences in Harry Potter's already successful, if they're getting 2 audiences, that's the best way to maximize profits. Or are they going to do a World Cup and charge 20 quid more to have the different heads from the show, which is the newest material? Because that's a very quick way to kill off Harry Potter. That's already expensive to complete a castle. I don't know anyone that hasn't been sent... Actually, I don't know anyone that's been sent the sets that has completed a Hogwarts castle, because half the time they've given all the older ones away when the new theme comes out. I don't think... Has there been anyone that's completed the castle? Like, all the rooms that are out, we're not talking about like 5 grand halls, but all the rooms that are out in one, because no one connects them to the old Hogwarts sets. The classic ones, the very early ones have just been forgotten about. Is that black or... That is black. I thought that was dark brown. Very hard to tell. Whoa. Probably isn't under the light. Oh, there you go. That's dark brown. It isn't under the light, but typically it is. Always got to be wary of the dark brown. Those elements can sneak in anywhere. Haha! Red's in here and all. Let's get some of those 1x1s back. We should have done this before building the boat. We needed 1x4s. Black, green, and blue. A questionable blue, but a blue is a blue. All right, I think that's all these colours. Yeah, that seems to be good to go. Going once, going twice. Sold to the drawer display. With some of the Star Wars rumours, and a lot of the sets, actually not the rumours, but more so the sets that people are wanting from Star Wars next year. Oh, I should separate the 1x2s. I am liking the array of different characters and different scenes that are being played around with, because X-Wings don't really have a scene. They are just a ship. TIE Fighters aren't really paired with a scene most of the time. They are just a ship, no sort of display. Even the 8080 typically is just a display ship, no scene, just is there and that's it. But a lot of the vehicles we've been getting, like the Lambda, even this year, the Lambda from the Mandalorian, to get a Mandalorian Lambda, I didn't think that was possible. I didn't think we'd get a Mandalorian. Oh wait, these are in the other drawer. Oh, I knew that was going to happen. I didn't think we'd get a Mandalorian Lambda ever, because it shows up in one scene. But then we got Dr. Pershing. I want more of that. Hello there, Charlie. Welcome. I want more niche ships, more niche scenes, and a few more little details from Lego, and some fun sets. I am excited for that cinema that Lego are apparently in the making of. That sounds like a really good Star Wars set. I wonder what characters are going to be included. If I were to put together a Star Wars cinema, of course, George Lucas, first minifigure down. But who else? Actually, I'm stumped to the second figure. Oh, Star Wars cinema. Which minifigures? What minifigures would you pick? Let me know in chat. Star Wars cinema would have to have Lucas. Like, I think Lucas is as the creator of Star Wars, is the only one. And then all the other minifigures are characters. Like, do you put Darth Vader because, oh, that could be a cosplayer? Do we have an exclusive, like, head strap for the mask? Or do we go with characters, maybe like favorite characters? Like George Lucas could be Luke Skywalker. So we get the Luke Skywalker figure. Maybe jumpers, maybe like Christmas jumpers where they have the characters on. We have that, but for maybe they just go with random figures and have Star Wars posters on the side of the cinema. I think having some sort of cosplayer would be good. Perhaps they remake the minifigures, but have them so they look like they look like the suits have been put together even by Lego standards. A few jumpers. Oh, I know what we need. We need those sort of boat torsos. We need a land speeder one. 100% a land speeder torso. A land speeder costume, like an R2-D2 costume as well. Things that don't usually get minifigures. Cursed R2-D2. Like Jabba the Hutt minifigure. Something like that. Thinking definitely need a generic cinema employee. Yeah, there's a load of other. So an employee, maybe an employee dressed up as like blue milk, a blue milk costume instead of the popcorn costume. Try and Star Wars theme the costumes. Blue milk's an interesting take. I wonder what they'd do for blue milk. Just a giant cup with a blue top. It would work, but I feel like Lego would go a bit above and beyond for blue milk. They'd have to add something else. They'd have to, I don't know, for blue milk specifically, maybe it isn't blue milk. Maybe it's a giant cup with a 2x2 tile in the top that for the cinema is blue for blue milk, but then they can reuse in city sets with pink, with brown for like milkshakes. Maybe do some sort of iced tea or latte sort of thing and mix it up. Mix it up for the different uses, because at the end of the day, any pieces made for this cinema are going to want to be used by Lego again and again and try and get their value back with it, because a Star Wars cinema, I'm really intrigued to see how well this is going to sell. I'm worried it's not really, and just like the Sand Speeder, this is it for our Star Wars modulars. But if it sells well, we could get Star Wars inspired builds that are almost modular sized. And I don't know, like with our Lego City, we had the Naboo Tower, we had Star Wars inspired towers. I don't see that happening for Star Wars, even if this sells well. I do think Star Wars cinema. What about a Star Wars prop shop? Star Wars prop shop would have been awesome to have got, and perhaps would have been a nice precursor to a cinema. A prop shop with micro builds, with minifigures. Wait, prop shop, such a good idea. Someone write that down. Star Wars, wait, did I put the clips back? Or was that the brackets? I'm losing it. Oh, that one goes in the drawer. A prop shop's a great idea because you've got the mini models. Perhaps the same with a cinema. The cinema posters need to be brick built because then they can get all their little models of a ship. Perhaps have a sticker of a... No, they couldn't do a sticker. They'd have to do a plastic poster that you can have in place of the brick built. And that's what they needed for the pinball machine. They needed brick built and the prints. And that's what they need for BB-8. They needed brick built and the prints, because the prints are one of the cheapest things to make. I know they have to put effort into it, so technically it's harder than just adding a bunch of bricks to a set. But by design, they're the cheapest because they don't have to build it. They don't have to pay anyone to get it built, to design it, because it's already done. It's already there and just needs to be added to a box. Oh, that's a good idea. Yes, canteen staff, some Star Wars shirts, cantina visitors. Yes. That would be cool to get some IRL scenes in Lego, because I've seen there is a group that are going around rebuilding the old model shops in hotel lobbies and having little experiences that people can go to and feel like they're walking into a model shop. That would be a great feeling to capture, put into a set, and then have a place to house all your micro builds. I've been looking for the magazine builds to have some sort, and the magazine builds are a bit bigger. They might be too big for a model shop. I mean, not for a Lego set, but for a custom build, they might be a bit too, or even for a Lego set, but not for a Lego display. They might be too big to have a table with so many props on them. But if you go smaller, if you go advent size builds, that's the perfect size to have a few of them on a desk, some shelves with like all the different shoe boxes and model kits could be references to classic Lego sets. And I mean, it's essentially what Lego is. Lego for many is a model kit, is something that you can take the parts from one set, use them to build something from another, and that's how it goes. So if Lego leaned into that and were like, all right, we understand there's a big MOC community, this is a set that could be for the MOC community. It ties into the history of Star Wars, so you get non-MOC community fans picking it up. I do think that could be Lego, Batman, Batman, Batman. If you're listening, which we know you are, you love Batman. That's a great set. Love to see that. Consider knockoff minifigures with 360 printing are about $3 to $5. Doubt a new print is too expensive. Yeah, the hardest part of the print is the designing of it, for sure. The fact that Lego bricks, once they're designed, I don't know if Lego part designers get paid for reuses. That was a weird noise. Happen again. I don't know if they get paid per use of their part. I know they do get paid for the initial idea, the initial concept. And I'd assume that they have to get paid when it pops back up. But Lego, because Lego, actually no, Lego are paying them to design a part. So they get paid up front, and every time that piece gets used, yeah, maybe there is something for a few of them if it's a special case piece. But for the most part, that isn't how it works. Also, this drawer is not where that drawer needs to be. What was the piece I was missing? Did the black 1x6s go? I think the black 1x6s went. They're already in there somewhere. And then you're up here, aren't you? Right, there's a few of these that I missed. Two in there. I think these flat ones should also be moved into here. So that's something I'm going to have to sort through in the slopes. because those pointy slopes are very different. They can't be used in the same way as the flat ones. So that does hurt when I pull one out, think I have the right slope and it's a flat one, or it's not, and it's the complete opposite. Oh, it probably paid salary. Yeah. What am I making? I'm sorting out all these parts, but in a second, we will be making this snazzy car. All right, Technic, get out of here. You're awkward. I'll do you later. Mainly just the tiles. If we can get these tiles away and the 2x2s, I'm going to count this as a success, and we'll be building the little car. This is a make and take coming up on Saturday, so keep your eyes out for that. If you're passing by a Lego store, the value of these parts, I'm noticing the front of it is so very like our Mr. Bones that we built yesterday. So like Mr. Bones. It's unreal how close that is to the element, but it's not the same one. What did we have? The color, we had black, we didn't have red. If we had red, I'd use it on this because you could sneak it through. And instructions aren't out for this. This is a new make and take, right? No one's already got one of these sat under their monitor or just past their phone that they're staring at. Pretty sure it's a brand new element. Oh, 1x2 as well. All right, 2x2s, 2x2s, 2x2s. Oh, we'll keep you down here with car parts and 3s. It's the same drawer if I'm heading over there. I might as well grab them both. And then grey tiles as well. Same with it being right by. So I'm going to drop those off right away. Probably on a paid salary. Yeah, probably. And then that way it's cheaper for Lego as well. Plus they are then getting paid to make the piece. It's better than a piece being used so much and then like they make another element and it's used once and they get paid like nothing in comparison. Lego do have minimums to meet. Love that kind of build. Oh, I need to do more sorting. I have got so many, actually so many builds. I've just cleared the Adelphi base. The actual Adelphi base build is back there, but the Razor Crest, the Wire Wing, the X-Wing, that all needs to be parted out. And I've still got, let me show you the tub that I've got down here. I was hoping we could have a little crack at this. That wasn't good. I've still got 2 of these full of bricks on top of that clear one that I've got to go through. And yeah, that's what we'll be doing next Tuesday, starting off on that before breaking down the Razor Crest, the Wire Wing. I feel confident that I know what parts are in those sets, so keeping those built isn't a problem. Oh, there's even more tiles here. All right, you're in the post-stream pile as well. We'll sort you out afterwards because Technic's on the floor. I don't fancy going down there yet. I think these should all be easy to put away. These, not the stickers, and these. So we'll get that done, and then we will be building the car. It's a really cool make and take. They let you build it and keep it. Never heard. So yeah, make and takes in Lego stores, they don't advertise them enough, but they are, as they sound, like make them in store. They have tried to make you make them in store. Over lockdown, a lot of them were after lockdown, a lot of them were bagged up and given out. But because so many people come in just for the make and take, they have made it so you have to go in, stay in, maybe be encouraged to pick up a Lego set and then build it. Typically in larger stores, you have to get a ticket for it like an hour before the event starts as well. But if that is the case, they will advertise that in store. They will let you know. And you can still get tickets when the event is starting. You just have to come back when your time is called. That's only for big stores and that's only for big events. This car this Saturday, 10 till 12 in the UK and Ireland, I don't think is going to be too popular of an event. I think you're going to be all right if you just show up any time between 10 and 12. Sometimes they start it up to 15 minutes early. I haven't been around it when a make and take has ended, but I'd assume if you're still building when it hits 12, they're not going to pack you up and get you to move on. they're just going to stop allowing new people to start building so that eventually they can clear it up and get on with the day. Those staff aren't working there forever. But it's really awesome. There are some good builds and some good parts. If you don't have a lot of like red slopes and you're building something that needs red slopes, an extra 4 aren't going to hurt. Extra, wait, 4, 5, 6. A few red slopes here. That's going to be handy for your build. And if not, a car is always welcome on a display, isn't it? A car fits into everything. So many gift with purchases that LEGO have made recently, like the January one that came out for the modular that was recently remade available despite the fact that it wasn't tied to the modular. And it was the random hat day. It was a car, it was a parade sign, and it was celebrating random hats or something like that. It wasn't random hats, but it was a hat celebration, special hat day. But it works with your displays because it's wacky. It's Lego. It's got that Lego wackiness. And for some reason that works. So let's get building the Insider's car. Can we pull up the image, please? Can we pull up the image, please? Hey, there you go. Second time lucky. This car needs to be zoomed in. Did that help? No, oh, get me out of that AI mode. How do I disable that? No, thank you. There we go. All right. This car is built on, it looks like a typical base of a car, but I actually think, is that a 1x? So that wheel is centered. I also don't think I have these wheels. Let's first see how close I can get in the wheel department. Is this the wheel? Oh, wait. This is the wheel, isn't it? This is the wheel that they use on the car. I do have those wheels. Do I have 4? Come on. Give me 4 wheels. 2, 3, 4. They've all got no tires. Are these the tires that we used for SpongeBob's car initially? And they just didn't work because of how flimsy they were. I'd never put them back on. They gotta be, because they're the only ones in here that are missing their rims. Oh, of course they're the wheels we need. Oh, there's a few others. I think that's one of the stability wheels though. I must have one of those bits. Anyone watch the new season of King of the Hill? I haven't, no. There was a make and take at Myers last year. Got a kangaroo ornament. Oh, nice. I love the tree ornaments as well, because it's a nice way to get that ornament. Maybe you keep the ornament up this year, but then next year you've got the elements to make something else with it. Look at that. We can just scoot that up there and whoa, we managed to clear the desk. Let's go. What else have we got? So wheels. We're going to need some sort of wheel connection. And I think we use a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, a 4x8. Oh, that is a sizable base for this, if we can get the wheels to stick. And for that, we're going to need some of the elements we used for SpongeBob's car that I think we used up the last ones in black. It's these elements that only have the one side. Oh, we've got some smaller ones in black. Oh, they're perfect for this. And does this have the wheel hang down like we see in the image? Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely further than that. Oh, perfect. We just need to fill up the center and have there is a brick of red on the side, and it's not a brick, it's a few plates. I don't know why it's not a brick. They can get 2 2x4s in here without wrecking anything. I wonder if there's a little Easter egg on the inside, or if it's just the one. Personally really enjoyed it. I might check that out. Kind of like Warhammer models. They give a model for kids to paint in-house. I suppose it is. It is, yeah. That'd be crazy if they start handing out paints in Lego stores to paint the Lego models. But if Lego were to run a display where you build a model and then you paint it, that, like, the uniqueness of the kids painting Lego models, I can see that being, or stamps, something where kids have to build a Lego stamp and then use that. I can see that being quite popular. That pile of tires makes your inner child so happy. I want to remove all the rims and like bounce them down the stairs and then catch it all in slow-mo. That would look so satisfying. Lego are the biggest distributor of tires out of like any company you can name. So that is impressive. I think I'm going to use 1x4s on the side or 1x2s because of the gap at the top. And I know we've got the 1x2s to hand. We use them for SpongeBob. Come out, come out. And then a green something in the middle. Or space for a minifigure. Oh, what if we could fit a minifigure? Oh, we're going to need panels. Do I have red panels? Hello there, Bevel. Welcome. The light bluish grey with the pin for the wheel, the 2x2, is what you're looking for now. You need to send them over. We could share an image to the community. You could print that off, origami it up. I don't know how well that would hold, but it might just work for now. Oh, that was satisfying. Let's bring that drawer out. So you probably know the puzzles I'm talking about. But these drawers, these were like that in the drawer. And I pulled out the drawer to about there. So I didn't want to lift these up. Instead, I need that drawer and I need that drawer. I slide it over. How satisfying is that? When you've got cubed storage containers, you can just slide them around like a puzzle, get the one you need out, and keep reorganizing it when you put them back. If I wanted the tires then at the front, just got to do that in reverse. Do we have any red panels? This is not looking good. I tell you what, Bevel, I'll swap you the two wheel elements for 2 red panels. I don't even think I've seen. Oh, I must have seen them. I got one of them. But that is it. 1 isn't any good. We need 4. Or at bare minimum 2. So do we change the color of this car? How many green panels did I have? I know I've got yellow. I can see that. Do I have yellow slopes to go with it? Because a yellow car could look snazzy. Do I have yellow slopes? Right, light yellow. Wait, I've got some white ones. I've got some white panels. Let's make some... We could make a white car, and then the white car could be painted any color. Yes. Currently working at BMW. Are there any BMW cars that look like this? Fun coincidence. You're an Audi guy, so you can't say too much about BMW. Are there any Audis that look like this? It looks, to be fair, it's small enough and generic enough that it could look like any car, couldn't it? This could be literally any car. Yeah, anyone. And underneath this, I'm not going to use a 1x4. If we want a removable top, we're going to have to connect this to the back end. So maybe some corner. I have a corner. No, it's got to be corner red plates, which we know we have because we wanted to use them and get rid of them. We used what did we use them on Mr. Bones? And now we're using them today. Oh, wrong way. And then a 1x4 to stretch over the top. I know I've got some of them because I've just put some of them away as well. Perfect. And then, oh, we're using red. We weren't going to use red. Oops. We weren't going to use red. And now I've used red. But I want to get a minifigure in there and we don't have red panels. Oh, I think I'm going to have to swap this out for white. I'm gonna also happy to use the red plates. And after all that, I need to swap them for white. Watch, we don't have the white corner brackets. That wouldn't be good. There's one. There's a 1x1, and we need a 4 as well. Funny fact, Lego sells more tires than other companies. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy statistic. And Burger King sells the most burgers. I think McDonald's have potatoes and pork. Burger King has beef, which I always assumed it was McDonald's, but they don't actually make that much or distribute that much beef compared to other companies. Of course, there's only one corner plate in white. Oh, no. Or 2x2 then would work. And then a 1x1 out to the side. And then that 4 going across the top. Kind of does the same. And then I'm going to keep these out because we'll probably need a few more of them. Unless we've got some corner plates in black. Which, yep, we do. That would work instead of the 2x2 and secure this a bit better. 2 studs is better than 1. And then this would be our removable back where we can slot the minifigure in. I don't want to add tiles because I don't think the minifigure would fit without tiles, but that engine's going to be a worry. Trying to get a minifigure in here and that engine's going to have to sit on something. 1, 2, yeah, because that engine's 1 stud recessed. Oh, this is going to be difficult. Where are those slopes? White on the side and a black in the middle. Is that? That's got to be this big, right? That's how the top looks. That looks right. And there are some corner slopes at the front, another black, and 1 of each side. Nothing on the towel, just a 1x4. So, where is the right-hand side? Yellow would be sick. It would be. It would be if only I had these slopes in yellow. They've let down the yellow cars. I think lime would also be sick. Any color would be sick. White is a clean look, but it also gives a bit of a... It's like white trainers. If you wear white trainers, typically you can afford to replace them. I think it's quite a rich look for that. That's definitely a stereotype and not true for all cases. Sometimes white trainers do look best with the outfit, but I couldn't. The amount of time... I like my shoes looking quite clean. I do like them looking quite snazzy clean, and I would never white trainers. I'd be cleaning them forever. All right, so a 1x3. Now those I've seen with a 1x2 tile. Hold on, no, a 1x2 with a 1x2 tile. And should that have been a 4? Should that be a 2x4? Can't be a 2x4 brick because it's going on top of these. And that's 1 down. So that's a plate and a bracket. Oh no, that isn't even a 2x4 because we need our wheel arches. All right, slopes, we need a 1x4 and white and some black clips. We'll get these in a sec, but first off, wheel arches. I've seen these in red, so I think I have some of them, but I don't know how many. And if they're this size as well, they might be a bit too big, because the wheel arches I'm used to seeing in my stunts cars from old are these sort of ones where they're only built on a 2x plate. Being very quiet today. Not a lot of noise on the Lego front. Not a lot of wheel arches either. But we've got some engines. Oh, a black engine. It would complete the stripe. But that looks light bluish grey. Dark bluish grey, where did you go? So far, none of the smaller arches. Ooh. Get a 2000s Mustang from it. Mustang's a solid car. No, none of the small arches. Haha. Well, we might have to either take a bigger one or mock together something of our own. Oh, this is it. This is the arch that I was thinking of. Is this the one? And why do I only have one? Not two. Two, I get it. It maybe it was a, maybe, no, this was used. Oh, this was used on like the Spider-Man mech, I think. It's actually not too much smaller than the bigger arch. The bigger arch is definitely too far down and would look weird on this. Oh, but the dark red, okay, the dark red could be onto something. This, oh, this is the arch though. And it's in red, which we need white. I forgot about that. Do we have 4 of these shallow whites? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's give these a test, see how good they are. And that light bluish grey engine, that should be down here. Oh, there's another of the smaller white ones as well. That should be down here, because down here is where the clone bike is. Here we go, with the engines round the wrong way. I never fix that. The engines are still round the wrong way, but instead of fixing it, I'll remove it. Because that's on the part out pile now. And that's it all, yeah? A few more plates and brackets. That's the noise I was expecting. I think the engine at the front makes it a bit hard for that. Ah, none of the car parts have a massive intake on the front. Maybe it's modified, like Corvette Summer. Mark Hamill's got to it, modified it a little bit, added the engine on the front. The car in that looks so good. I also need some brackets on the front, which this, okay, the wheel still spins. It's a car. It is a car. Something, all right. Also the minifigure though, trying to fit a minifigure in here. That's going to be hard if we run with these. How much space do we need for a minifigure? We've got an Anakin here. What do we need for Anakin to fit? And where's the cockpit? That bit. I don't think we're getting a minifigure to fit in this, so let's at least get the car out of it. Oh. And I suppose not having the wheel clipped down. We need a tile or a plate? Yeah, we need a tile, I think. Because a plate doesn't have the studs to go up. Oh, wait, it does. It does, and there's a gap. So I do need a plate in every side, which, oh, perfect. That's how we get the bracket at the front. We use a bracket right on there because that goes up 1. So we need a single bracket coming down. Oh, saved by the bracket. Do I have a single bracket in white? Oh, yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. We need one. We've got one. How lucky is that? So on the front here, because we can't get the double bracket in the middle, I've used a single bracket to the side, and I think this is a bracket coming down. I think it's a bracket, then a plate, then a double slope. Or is it a snot brick? It looks like next to the wheel, mainly, let's blow this up. Mainly this area down here looks like it's not thick enough to be a plate. It looks like a plate and a bracket. The way it comes out a little bit and then a bit more. That could be just a black plate on a snot brick. That's where it ends. A bracket, a plate, Another plate sends it to the middle, and then that's a plate further out. I could be mistaken there, but that's what it looks like. So that's what we're going to go with for our design. And that's good because it gives us a 1x4 to stretch across, which, of course, in white, we do have. And I'm going to include some 1x1s on the side just to fill this whole thing out. We can't get a minifigure in the middle, but there is some space for a little secret. So let me know in chat. What do you think we should include? Oh, I forgot another one of these. In the car, inside the car, what should we include? On top of all of our other little modifications. This is going to look so clean. White and black is a great combo. One of the best, least colorful combos there can be. You don't get least colorful though. Maybe like a gray. Nah, I think white and black is better than any shade of gray. You've got 2 gray bars. I'm going to swap them out to white, but keep the black clips because they're important. Can I get some black clips that haven't broken? Thank you. And a lot of black clips. They could have gone with just one in the middle. Or they could have flipped this around. Yeah, the black clips in the middle would work. What do we have here? So this is going straight on top. We could hide another engine in the middle. That goes down there. That doesn't really pop up. Wait, shouldn't the cockpit be the only... Oh, we could add little minifigures on the inside. Little chairs to the side, and then a minifigure driving. This also reminds me a lot of the Dodge Viper that we built for Lightning McQueen. Is it giving anyone else McQueen vibes? That would... Yeah. It kind of is giving me like a mini McQueen. If that was all red, you take the front off, you add some... I suppose if you change it too much, you're changing the car at this scale. We need... All we need left is maybe a number plate. And 2 1x2s and the engine. And there we go. We've built our little car without instructions. We've got one more week before August, and we've got a few Star Wars sets coming out. I really, really enjoyed building last year's September sets, the Juggernaut, the Turbo Tank especially, without instructions. What I might do ahead of August, next week, build one of the new Star Wars sets without instructions. Now, it kind of narrows down which set we build. We can't put together... I don't think we can do the Sandcrawler in one stream. I don't think we can do... What other sets do we have coming out? All right, let's get the new page. This time they have 267. What? I mean, actually, this is exactly the new sets that we were talking about. The newest available now, but Boba Fett as well. We can't do Boba Fett without instructions. I'm sorry. I draw the line at Boba Fett. If given a month, I definitely could do it. If given any less time than a month, I'm not sure we could piece that together, because the amount of changing for something like the Turbo Tank, the panels were all fixed and we could go panel to panel. Something like Boba Fett, the amount of changing we're going to do on that model is nuts. We'd build a leg, we'd get to the end of it and be like, these wedges don't align. So we're going to have to switch that up. Let's have a look. We've got the AT-AT, the Sandcrawler, and the Hut Palace Sentry Droid. That's only 400 pieces. Yeah, because the Lambda's already out. I think we could build this. You can't see it. Of course you can't. I forgot to share the screen. Not as bad as the member stream, but the Hut Palace Sentry Droid. I think we could build this without instructions. There's not a lot of images. That's the only render we have of the set and the back of the box. we've got a clearer look on the back of the box than on the front because the arm isn't covering it. I think we could build it based on that. We've also got most of the pieces on Rebrickable already. I think I'm going to pencil that in for Monday stream. So on Monday we'll be doing that. There's more to come for the rest of the week. There'll be streams Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But before we wrap up, we did get something built in this stream, and that is enter name of the vehicle you think it is here. Some sort of 2000s Mustang. I'm feeling that vibe. Also kind of seeing the Viper in it. This would look so good in green. But if you do end up going to the make and take, maybe you get home and see if you can build a few different colors, rally the troops. And if you do want to share your make and takes on either the Discord, there is now a hauls channel. I think make and takes count. And if not, there's a builds channel as well. And you can also post them on the community. So pretty cool model. And it feels like a toy car. It's got that rattle. I don't know if you can hear it. It's got that rattle of the toy car, you know, where the wheels aren't like fixed in place, so they've got that rattle. I don't think the mic might be picking it up as I talk. There's a little like clicking in it. It feels like a cheap plastic toy car because we've hollowed it out. Lego one will probably feel a bit heavier, but that looks pretty good. I'm going to keep that on the back somewhere here if I can squeeze it. Mr. Bones as a toy car. There you go. Congratulations. But that is all for today. We sorted out the tray of Legos. So next week there'll be another tray, and I'll keep my eye out for any more make and takes. Don't forget, next Tuesday we'll be going over some of the newer sets. Hopefully we'll have images of Donkey Kong by then, because I think it's only a matter of hours. We're going to go to sleep tonight and it's going to be posted, because that's what Lego always do with these sets. But thank you all so much for hanging. It's been a blast. And until next time, I'll schedule Thursday stream shortly. May the bricks be with you.